Yeah.
So, welcome back to the 87th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In collaboration with the 21
21.
So if you want to up your artistic superpowers or just like get better at a certain thing, check them out at 21-draw.com.
Yeah, you heard it. Do it.
Wow. So,
how's life?
life's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's
It's like
the COVID?
the COVID
Are you
is good.
Yeah?
I'm very actually at work.
Yeah.
We work in sprints and we call it COVID sprint 1, 2. Yeah, just because like might as well just make fun of it while it's happening, you know, just what we talked about before the show. Like we joke around about COVID a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's the only fucking way to handle it. You know, like and our way of handling shit like this is basically joking it off, you know, like just like making as many fucking inappropriate jokes as we can per minute.
Yeah.
Just like, and it's all just COVID.
And really not thinking about it.
No,
Like
no.
it just happens spontaneously.
Yeah.
But it's our defense mechanism, I think.
But I think it's also like what I like about us. I don't know
Well,
why.
yeah. I mean, we're always fun. Even on a shitty day. Or most likely on a shitty day. We're going to be
that's
the
the
fun
feedback
guys.
I've gotten like when I was younger as well from like really close friends, and they were like, when you're miserable, you're like a little bit extra funny because you can see your shit and then make jokes out of it, like turn it into jokes. It's like it's
so
bitter.
horrible.
But you still like find the energy to make jokes, you know, like so you're not the guy that just complains and everyone hates you. You're like the guy that sees his misery for what it is. You know it's not going to be there forever, but while you're in it, you're just going to make fun of it as
Yeah.
well, you know, like
Well, you might as well. What else are you going to fucking do?
no, but that's what I mean. Like
You're
that
just going to
is
sit
a way
and
for
mope
me to-
around?
Yeah. Imagine of having life piss on you like in certain like periods of time and you just like that's it.
Or just having anybody piss on you, really. You know, it's never really fun.
Unless you make jokes while they're R. Kelly you. And with that said, how was your week?
Well, I didn't get pissed on,
You
but
should get pissed on more.
yeah, I think so. It actually has happened. So yeah.
Let's not talk about
I
it.
used to be a punk rocker, people. It's not a fun.
I don't even
fun
want to
crowd.
know where this is
No.
going. I used to get peed on like, what?
Not by R. Kelly, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
No, my week has been like, I can't remember what I've done, to be honest. Like it's been
it's-
one of
yeah,
those
same.
extremely, I wouldn't say boring, but just normal weeks.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I wake up, go to work, come home, watch a movie, fall asleep, wake up, go to work, and so on. And yeah, I got Saturday off, last minute cancellation in the morning, which it always sucks. Like normally if I get it the day ahead, I can always get somebody in.
Yeah.
But when it's on the day, I am not going into the shop and I'm not going to try to like pull
Yeah.
anybody in. That's sort of, I take that as my day. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, it was really nice actually. I instead of working, I did nothing. So
I like
that was good. And got started on the balcony finally. And I sent you a nice little picture.
That was fucking weird.
Yes, yes.
Just like no context. Here's a balcony with a bathtub.
With a bathtub.
I was like, yeah, you.
That was Anna's brilliant idea. And we'll see what happens with it, really. So, very crazy story, super short. I've wanted to redo the balcony forever since I moved in. Finally, Anna started cleaning it, so now I can do something with it because I wasn't going to clean it because I'm lazy. But no, I had this grandiose plan of doing a lot of stuff with it. Anyways, we've done the floors of the balcony now, and while we were out there just sort of taking in the sun for the first time ever, Anna just realized that we had an extra, get this, bathtub just standing around.
Where did you have that?
Just in my like storage room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when I moved in, there wasn't a bathtub in my apartment, only a shower. So I was
Okay.
mortified because I love taking baths. That's like my thing. And then I go into the storage room just later on the day after I moved in, and there's 2 bathtubs just standing there. So now I have 2. So Anna just thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could make something out of the bathtub? And we just brought it out there to see if it fits. It does. So now, yeah, we're going to try to make it into like a sofa or something like that.
But you're going to like modify it?
A little bit. So we're going to put maybe like just some sort of board or something on top of it and then make pillows and stuff. So you can sit on the bathtub.
Without like going into the bathtub.
Exactly. But then Anna, I think Anna's colleague or something said today, and this is a genius move, that we can utilize the bathtub as you just, you pour a lot of ice into it when you have a party and you have your drinks in there.
Drinks in there, yeah.
But, I mean, we have that and then we just have the couch on top of that. So you're sitting on it and then just open it up and it's like this nice...
Cooler.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. Right there on the balcony.
Just filling it with ice, though. I was just like...
Yeah, I know. But then, I mean, the drainage system and everything works. So when it's all melted, you just
pour
pop
it into
the
your
thing.
neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't have any neighbors beneath me, so... It's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's like the biggest thing that I did this week. And that was maybe an hour and a half of a day, maybe 2 hours. just all of that.
That's it.
Like it was so fast. So
man.
Yeah, that's all I've done, really.
No, I can't recall. Last week I just remember like the feeling of like boredom. Like I felt like restless, like you wake up, you like drop the kids off to school, you sit down in front of your computer, you work from home. And the difference from doing freelance work from home is that I'm never home doing them, except at night, when I do like a little work. But usually I just go to a coffee shop or something. Yeah, now I'm actually like tethered to my home out of respect rather than anything else.
How's that going? Do you like...
No, it's like...
You can still work without any...
I can, but it's not as effective for some reason,
But it's home. That's the thing.
But it's home, and then once you're like done, there's no separation of like you just say I'm done, but there's no like leaving work.
Yeah, you just switch chairs. Or like you go from a chair to a sofa.
You just go to the kitchen for me.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe,
okay.
like and have dinner. That's usually about the time that I stop working. That I go to the dinner table and we eat together. But it just doesn't feel the same. Like I don't get the time for myself that's on the train. I don't get any sort
like
of...
that decompress
Exactly,
moment.
that I've been used to for years.
Yeah.
Because something I hate, like I love it when I meet people I don't know on the train, but I hate meeting the same people on the train that I know, and we just talk about nothing.
Yeah.
And I just want to wind down and draw.
Yeah, you have your headphones on.
Yeah.
That should be like an indication of, don't talk to me, please.
Or like if I can draw and talk, but some people are like so up in your face with the talking that it doesn't lend itself to draw.
Yeah.
Or I have to like, is this person offended now if I keep drawing? Like.
Yeah, there's always that.
And I usually don't care, but I. No, so I really don't mind people coming up to me, talking to me on the train. It's just that if it happened every day, all the time, you take something from me that I need, and that is what I don't like.
So maybe start wearing like a mask or something.
Exactly,
on the train.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah,
like COVID.
Exactly.
No, but it's been like the hardest part is separating like normal, like daily life with work.
Yeah,
because it's all the same right now. I'm so happy I have the gym, but yeah.
But that's like the only thing that makes you walk out of the house.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I have.
And leaving the kids.
I can't just go for walks. Like that's not me. No, that's not me.
I've started enjoying it more. Anna's like,
I need to go out run. I can't just walk. Like
I hate fucking running.
But
for me,
walking is like fucking nothing. It does nothing.
I walk into the woods. Like,
okay, yeah. Okay,
so I go off the beaten path
through the woods.
Yeah, exactly. And I enjoy that a lot. Like it's something magical about being in like a very thick forest, But I don't do that a lot. Like maybe once a week, maybe, if even.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's, the horrible thing for me is that I can't work from home. Unless I start hunting for freelance gigs and stuff and go back to like being a graphical artist or whatever. So for me, it's always like, I sort of compare it to, when you start flying a lot, when, the more flights you take, the more you start realizing the statistics of you crashing is, it's more and more likely.
Exponentially worse.
Because when I was working at Lego, it was at least once or twice a month flying at least, back and forth. So that's 4 flights a month for 2 years. That's a lot of flights,
Yeah.
And now I start feeling the same thing with taking the train to work, because every time I step onto the platform, really, I'm aware of, well, there's a lot of people here, and maybe one of these people have the virus. And then I'm going to be trapped in this fucking sardine box for 20 minutes with this person or these people. It's just, again, it's me and my brain, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. It's scary because I have to go to work again. If I want to make money, I have to get there. And then I can do anything in my power to make sure that my work space is safe and that my client is, good to go and healthy. But I can't do anything about the people I meet, on the way back and forth from work, which is, twice a day.
I don't really worry. I have none of that in me, but I also don't have to go out if I don't want to.
And it's, it's a different person every day too.
Yeah.
And that's...
you work with people. I don't work with
That's
people.
the scary part.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it that much because I feel super good, so far so good. I am 100% sure I will get it at some point. I think we all kind of will.
Yeah. I guess the question is, how much will it affect you? Because some people have had nothing. And then, like Max here, it was out for 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And it's so different.
And obviously work has gone down quite a bit, not just for me, but
can you survive the month? Is life fine because you're 2 people now?
If I didn't have a little bit of savings, I would be worried for sure.
Okay, yeah.
I'd be sweating. But at the moment, it's fine. It's doable. I'm not trying to overspend on stuff as well. I'm but not overthinking everything as well. Because right now I think it's really important to really live as much as you can with the limited amount of living you can do. So
Maybe
for me, that is,
a little more.
That is really, buying movies and stuff like that. The little things that make me happy.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So that's sort of that takes me to the next day in, in a good way. But other than that, it's just, business as usual. Try not to think about it too much. And then whatever happens, I'll just try to deal with it in the best way I can. And hopefully, the shop will survive. And that is the next thing that I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's like the studio here as well.
Exactly.
In the Verket where we record this podcast. We could lose it.
Oh, yeah.
It is a possibility just because of the... no one's sitting here right now. It's us and the 2 owners, and then it's just
they're
deserted.
playing video games.
They're playing video games, yeah.
That's how cool this place is.
Yeah, but there's we'll lose it all.
Yeah.
We'll survive. The podcast.
The podcast will always survive.
Yeah, I think
we
have
can
the
always
gear.
make it.
Yeah, we have the gear to move anywhere.
Yeah.
We could sit anywhere.
The sound quality might not be as awesome as it is right now, because now it's very polished and nice. And
yeah,
quiet.
but I think it'll be just a fraction worse.
Yeah,
you probably won't be affected by it.
I don't think you're not going to notice it.
Yeah,
you people listening.
Yeah, depending on where we choose to record.
That's true.
And that is the problem. This place gives us a lot of option. We can watch movies here. We can bring you guys here to join the events. There's a lot of options for us to hang here as well. And that makes if we lose this place, then it's back to coffee shops, and the stuff like that.
Yeah. It's going to be sad.
Paying, yeah. And
nonetheless.
It's awesome people here as well.
Yeah, we don't want to lose any person here either.
No.
It's a very cool place, and hopefully they will survive, just as Huckleberry will survive, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it is we sound very jokey about all of this stuff, but this is super serious stuff. And, I'm getting more and more annoyed by people. It seems like... right now we're kind of heading into the worst it's ever gonna be, or it's gonna get a lot worse.
You mean we're getting to the peak?
We're starting to reach the peak, I think.
The peak. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's going to get worse. It's still going to get worse. But people seem to think the total opposite because now the sun is coming out.
Sun is coming out. People
so
are going
everybody's
out,
going out and like everybody's at like bars and stuff and hanging out like nothing's ever happened, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a horrible thing to do. It's good to keep your sanity and do stuff, but you need to be smart.
Like just respect that it's not about you getting sick.
No.
It's about who you will infect.
Exactly.
That is,
and it's not like the person just next to you now. This thing is going to stick with you for like a month.
I don't know how long it sticks. Like it's not that long, depending on where
you're
at.
Like how depending on how sick you are. I mean, like, so there's a lot of stuff to really be worried about, but not, you can't go into total lockdown and or the super extremes. You still have to try and keep, well, like we do. We joke about it and keep moving on, keep living, Dude, but it is
most of my days I don't even think about it. No, that's the thing, because I think I have like 1,000 something square meters of like yard. So I have a lot of like I can move around. Like I'm not locked in my apartment. Like I go outside, I go to my gym, I sit in the sun, But so I have a lot of like freedom to move around. Whereas I know people that live in like 20 square meters. Mm-hmm. It's a one room plus a toilet basically, in a pantry, and there are two people living in that. Like that, I totally understand why you go out, but I don't need to. Like I can go out and I'm still within my yard, So it is a bit different. So for me, I don't even follow the statistics. I don't watch the news. I just work and then I do my personal stuff. I play little video games. I draw, So for me, life hasn't really changed except the fact that I'm working from home. That is the major difference.
No, I don't stay up to date. I don't check the news and stuff like that. But Anna does.
Okay.
And Johan in the shop is very like
he's like I don't
hypochondriac. Like he's always been a germaphobe. So this is
that's
his
why he's
nightmare.
Scrubbing. Okay, so that's why he's scrubbing everything every
For him, he needs to do that. Otherwise, if I went in early and did it, he wouldn't be 100%.
That wouldn't work for him. Yeah, he doesn't know what you did.
Exactly.
Because you need to make YouTube videos for him to see.
Yeah.
That you
like he needs to look at everything I do to be or feel safe. Mm-hmm. But he's also like the good thing about him is that he is on top of it and he checks every number and everything. So he really knows how bad it is or how not bad it is. Depending on.
I guess for him that's a comfort. I guess.
Yeah. And same with Anna again. But she's sort of like me. We're dealing with this in a nice, good way. Like we're coping, and I'm actually surprised that she's taken the whole being at home working so much that she does in as good a way that she does. Like she's even like she's not hating our apartment. She's not hating me. She's dealing with it in a good way. Like it's very comforting to see that she's become so I don't know, into our place, I guess. Like she feels at home and safe and good. And that makes me feel super happy because that means it is our place now, So thank you, Anna, for being happy. But yeah, again, like we're all worried, but we're trying not to be super worried or something. Anyways, I hope everybody out there is safe and feeling well and everybody's family's the same and all of that shit, and that we're not like scaring you too much right now. But with that said, let's do some fucking intro song and get this show on the fucking road.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
And we're back. And today, we'll be talking about talking.
What?
What? Okay,
What are you talking about?
Exactly. I'm walking here. I'm talking here. No, but the thing is, we're going to be talking about
Talking.
and talking at events, on stage, on a podcast, talking to people at events, going up to people and just starting a conversation.
Talking to yourself.
Like talking on YouTube, whatever it is, like whatever kind of talking. And we thought we were going to start about maybe from ourselves, since we find talking very sort of like it comes naturally.
Yeah.
We don't think about it. I don't have to I'll talk about this thing with this person.
Well, I think we do that, but we just do it
just subconsciously. Yeah, it's not something I don't like, I have these 5 topics and we'll talk about Star Wars and then we'll go, I don't need that type of thing.
No.
A hello is a good way to start.
Yeah, well, I think it starts earlier than that, really. Like, as soon as you see the person, you see the clothes, you see the way they carry themselves, and
I think so, yeah.
It's just stuff that we've learned to recognize, throughout our lives.
But I'm saying, even though we learned to recognize this, it's still been not something that I've actively pursued.
No.
Yeah, I think the podcast
helps.
Because we get to talk and then we get to listen to it, and you get to make that face that you
Hate
just did.
Yourself is what you do.
So you the first episodes where we said so much.
Oh my god!
Now I can't stop saying it because I'm self-conscious. Yeah,
oh, still. Yeah.
But it's just that you work at it. The way that you formulate your words and the way that you say things, you work on it. Sometimes you can hear yourself while you're talking that you're just stuck in a loop, and that's why I appreciate that we can edit some things, because we've said the same thing 5 times, and you're but it's really important that I say the same thing once again, and then you just you can't get out of it.
We repeat it so much that we forget that we have repeated it that much, so we say it again as it's this new profound thing that we just thought about.
Yeah, but sometimes as well, it's just I need to get to the next point, but I'll just keep saying the same thing until I come up what my point was, It's so difficult. If you've listened to this podcast, you can see how scatterbrained we are.
I like that. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Scatterbrained.
Scatterbrained. Oh, to Because we could be oh, yeah, to dog. To dog.
Woof.
Woof. What up, dog? And this is what I'm talking about. This shit. We say something that derails the conversation, and then a guitar comes in. There are some dog barks, and then we get back to the point.
The escalator.
Yeah, exactly that. And that's how our brains work. And that's why we've said it before, with past girlfriends where we couldn't keep a conversation. You're oh, magazine, suddenly out of the blue. And that's how conversations work for me.
Yeah.
And I see it in my kids, and I hate it.
ADHD.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. And so today we're going to sort of backtrack or
break it down a bit.
Yeah, break it down, reverse engineer.
Analyze something. Ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be our new thing about basically everything. We just think about how we do things that we take for granted, and then reverse engineer it and take it backwards basically, and just
and then maybe some of that could help somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we can ask.
Because I'm thinking at events, basically, when we have events, when we're hosting the events, and people come up to us and oh, hi, I like the show, or if it's about just they've seen us on Instagram, whatever the thing might be, where we are looked up to.
The gods.
Basically what Robert said.
Yeah.
And people come up to us, and they're a bit shy, or, oh, hi, really, and you feel uncomfortable. You don't really know what to say. For me, as the person you're sort of greeting, it's just hello.
Yeah.
And I don't overthink it. I don't analyze you.
We expect it almost.
But you could come in and and I would just yeah. Or, you could come in and you're as hairy as Chewbacca, just whatever you could throw at me. because of the context.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be super creepy if you came up to me in a bathroom and like, hey, you know, but
Chewbacca.
at the event, but at the event, it's kind of part of the thing, you know,
Yeah.
like you're there for a reason. And if you're at our events, then it's even more relevant.
Exactly.
You know, like
and we're expecting you to come in and kind of expecting you to come up and talk to us
and
as
just
well
say hi.
in some
yeah,
way.
yeah. And we won't think it's weird. It'll
No.
never be.
I mean,
it's only
we're
weird in
gonna
your head.
we're gonna come up and say hi to you eventually, anyways.
Eventually,
So.
but sometimes you miss a lot of
Yeah.
people. Like I just noticed, like, I talked to these 3 people, super shallow. You're like,
Yeah. No, I didn't
so
make
quick.
it into certain rooms even.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
so there's like whole groups of people I missed.
and that's why it's so much easier when you come up to us.
Yeah.
Like we appreciate that more because then it's like I didn't miss at least.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
I only missed 75% this time.
And I understand
Yeah.
if you don't want to
If
come
you
and
don't
talk to
want
us.
to, that's fine as well. 'cause
That's
we're
even
full.
more normal, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that it's usually weirder for the one coming up to talk than it is for the person you're going to talk to. Because
Yeah.
for me, if you just come up and say hi, that's a great conversation starter. Like you don't need to have like cards, topic cards, you know,
No,
to
no,
talk to
no.
us. And
Start with a hi, take it from there.
yeah,
Like,
but the thing is, like, if I'm at an event and there's an artist or a person that I want to talk to, I just walk up and I'm like, oh, he's doing the thing with the thing that I like. And I was like, yeah, have you tried this? And he's like, yeah. And then I did, you know, like, and then you just like, oh shit, now we basically just nerded out together and we haven't even introduced ourselves. And then that comes like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later where you're like, oh, by the way, my name is,
yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
you start at the wrong, like at the other end of the,
Well, you start right in the middle of it, really.
yeah, basically.
But that's the good thing about, well, our events, for instance, or going to something like the schoolism stuff or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Because if you're going to that event, you're probably interested in the stuff they are presenting at that event,
Definitely.
which already makes you a part of that sort of little group of people or community, which already has an in. Like it gives you an automatic in.
yeah.
If you were dragged by your spouse or friend to this, I don't know,
The yoga class.
yeah, I was going to say furries event,
Furries
yoga class.
and you're not into the whole
If you're not a
thing,
yogi, then
bear, of
yeah.
course.
then obviously you're not going to have anything to say to anybody. You're just going to be standing there looking at people bending over and like, well,
I don't like to
I'm
bend.
aroused, but you know, what do I say?
What? Oh my god, that
You
is
know,
the worst.
it's just going to be awkward.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I do get it because I'm in these like there's people where we have stuff in common and we can talk, you know, basically from the start. There's people where we have things in common and we don't talk from the start. You know, like,
Yeah. I
there-
mean, some people have a hard time even saying the hi.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
And yeah, exactly that. But there's also people where you just like there is nothing there, you know, like
yeah.
there's you don't have the topic, they don't have the social skills to talk to you. I don't know, it's not out of malice, you know, like they just suck at talking.
Yeah.
And that's fine too cuz
some people are just awkward.
but have you ever like tried to start a conversation? You're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And then they're like, "Work." You know, like they don't say work, but they say the type of work that they do, and then they follow up with nothing.
Yeah. Like
There's no like, oh, what do you do? There's nothing. They don't tell you anything more. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, how long have you been doing it? 8 years. And then there's nothing again.
it's
And
like
that's-
talking to a machine. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. It's just giving you like raw data.
Yeah.
And
you
you can
do-
try if you find that that person will eventually be a big part of your life, you know, and then you kind of accept the that. Or you move on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's nothing wrong. Well, like, oh, awesome, dude. Keep doing that for another 8, and then you move on. You know?
I wish I could do that because some people that I tattoo are that way, you know. I don't have anything against people being that way, but I am a very talkative artist. Like I love talking when I work. It's just how I work. But sometimes you have people there where you really don't have a single thing in common. Like you can't even talk about the tattoo you're doing or the design or anything. Like because this person is just giving you
Nothing.
pocket lint, you know, it's just nothing. And you're like, well, so what do you do? and they just like Elias did,
Yeah.
like just the one word.
The one
And
word.
after maybe 2-3 tries, you just give up.
Yeah,
and
but I think that's fine. You should never
Yeah.
feel bad about it.
No.
Unless you feel that I think this person is just shy, and I feel that it's worth investing the time. But you can't do that with every person that is like that.
No.
Like
Of
you
course
just
not.
have to sort of, because some people you find common ground, like you strike that one thing and they open up like a fucking flower. You know,
yeah.
like they bloom like a sakura tree. But and then there's people that just like implode basically.
Yeah.
So it's basically trying to find, I don't know, like sometimes I think common ground opens a lot of, like just finding the one thing you could talk about. But if you can't, that's fine too. Just like, that's cool, I'm just going to get a new drink, and then you move on and you never go back.
But there is like this little subtle art to small talk.
Oh, there is.
that we have, I wouldn't say mastered. That's not
That's
the
not
right
us.
word.
That's not us.
But we can definitely manipulate it and work with it fairly easy now. And this is something that I've, like, ever since we decided on this topic this morning, started to sort of backtrack in my head and just go to like, okay, where does all of this sort of start? Like, how did we become this social?
Chicks.
Yeah?
I think
You reckon?
so. I think so.
In what way, though? Like,
No, I just wanted to get chicks, and if you're going to get chicks, you got to talk to chicks.
yeah.
I don't know. And that is, when you're young, that is fucking awkward.
Yeah,
And I was terrible at it. And then
think we all
eventually,
were.
but I just...
I was
that-
great at it, but I just became like the best friends with,
Yeah, that is
every
a
girl.
horrible...
because I was great at talking to girls, but
But
I don't know how to get girls.
I think the best thing about that, though, what it taught me, like I was never like big with girls, like in that sense, but what it taught me was to not care if I failed. And I think, so don't get me wrong, I didn't have like a lot of chicks growing up. I'm just saying that the act of trying to talk to, like that awkwardness that you have, like I just didn't care.
I think
to a
it's because
certain
you have a
point.
small penis. It just
Maybe,
makes it
yeah,
easier for
easier
you
for
to
you.
sort of compensate with other stuff.
Very good. Very good. And putting yourself in those awkward like positions. Oh my god. Okay. Fuck this.
We're back again.
And we're back. Full circle. But just putting yourself in awkward, like where you feel awkward. It's just awkward to you, like in your head. Like if you go up to people, it's never awkward for them in that sense, unless you make it weird.
Yeah, if you
like,
go up to them and just stand there and like
look at them, yeah.
you pretend to be involved in this conversation happening between maybe two other people,
And then
just
you
stand
laugh
in
loud.
Yeah. That's awkward.
That's awkward, of course.
But yeah, I mean, because if you're alone, if it is an event or a gathering of peers,
Why so serious? That's
then people will assume that you're gonna, not you particularly, people will be coming by themselves to this event. So everybody there is kind of open to mingle in a certain degree.
I think so. I think you're at the right place to mingle, or just go up to people and say hi.
Yeah.
I know no one here.
And
Who
that's
do
why
you-
we
yeah.
keep promoting like going to Comic-Con or any type of, event like this.
Those are perfect because those are fucking up your alley.
Yeah.
And fucking up your alley. Oh, puns.
Yes.
But yeah, just like the more you know about the subject at hand, the easier it's going to be for you to.
Of course. And then you can also shine with the stuff that you know a lot about at social events.
Yeah,
like
that wouldn't be impressing anyone
No,
at
exactly.
another event.
Like, yeah. I was going to do like some example, but fuck. Yeah, I'm awkward anywhere I go.
Yeah. No, but I just think that it's the less, like, when I talk to people, no one gets the impression that I don't give a fuck. It's just that I don't listen to that little voice in my head that makes it awkward.
Exactly.
That's the thing I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like, let it be awkward in my head.
But you need to own it.
Yeah, you need to
That's
own it.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, you need to be, like, it's like drawing. You need to be a little brave. You got to fail a few times, and I've never failed so badly that I like was scarred from just talking
No.
like a normal
No, no, no.
conversation. You know?
No, never. Not that I can remember, at least.
No, not in that sense. Like, have I gone up to a girl and asked her out and she said no? Yes.
Yeah.
That has happened.
Many times.
But that isn't, the talking wasn't the awkward thing.
Only Ilias, I mean.
Yeah. He's like just agreeing with what
Oh,
I
yeah.
said.
Yes.
Robin.
Yes.
This has never happened to me, but yes, it has happened to him. Just to be clear. But it's just that I think we build it up in our heads. And I think an example we've always had is like when you argue with someone or you think someone's mad at you and you build it up in your head and you confront them and they're like, oh, I don't remember that. And you've just been like holding it for like a week or
That's
weeks.
me every day, bro.
That's what I mean. And you're like, oh, they're going to be so pissed that I didn't do this. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Actually, I got this other, it's fine. Like, I didn't even, like, I'm so happy you didn't book that because this thing. I was like, I've been worrying about this, like, sick
Yeah.
for a week.
Yeah.
Just having this conversation and you don't even care. Like, you know.
It's
So
funny
it's-
how that fucking works.
Yeah. And
Why do we keep worrying about nonsensical, stupid shit that nobody else worries about?
I don't know. Why do you?
Nice. Yeah.
I really like.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I do that. But
I discovered this in my earlier like mid-20s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, no. I need to start talking about this stuff earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and talk more about how I'm uncomfortable with things.
For
so
me, it's
I don't
still
have
new.
to do it.
Yeah.
Because I hated the fact that people expected me to do things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And we already do so much. There's so many things that you have to do. Like if you don't wash your clothes, they're not going to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't wash your dishes, you're not going to have shit. You know, like there's
Yeah.
things that you can skip them if you want. Like nothing's forcing you, but you're not going to have the shit there when you need it.
Yeah.
And with all that stuff, plus, you know, those like social expectation stuff, like those I don't need. I don't need your norms. I don't need societal, you know, like pressures added on top of all the other shit. So I just, yeah, but dishes is like, dishes get stitches. No, but I just like, I discovered that mid-20s and I've worked hard to not have to do, like I still do the awkward dinner every now and then that I don't want to do, but that's more like a selfless thing that I do because I really don't want to.
Yeah.
But it's not often. Like it's not often.
And sometimes those are pretty fun too. Like you think
They
they're horrible.
are, yeah. You
Once you
build it
get
up.
there and you're like, yeah, this is actually
Again,
nice.
building it up in your
Yeah.
head.
Always.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
So that I do too. That kind of building up and holding, like like we said last time, need to do things spontaneously. Like I cannot plan shit.
No.
If I know I'm going to somewhere this weekend,
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
need
fucking
to have, I need to have everything set in my head.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work. That's why I need like at least a day's, you know, heads up if we're going to go out, you know,
Oh shit! I don't
meet
need,
people after work or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I still do it, you know, spontaneously after, but I'm probably going to be a lot more tired and maybe a little bit more quiet if I do it too spontaneously.
Okay,
I need like a little bit of a
I need this
ease into it in my head to manage to get
anything
out.
that has planning. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
But it's not planning, it's just my head
I-
preparing.
I get it. I get it.
But I'm weird that way.
Mm.
And I've just, you know, accepted that I am that way. And, you know, it's not going to go away.
Mhm.
I'm going to be this way always. So, yeah, remember that, Anna. But something I thought about
yeah.
that sort of, you know, why I think at least I have an easy way of talking with so many different random people that I do is mainly because of the work, like the shit work that I've been doing before I had to do or got to do the fun stuff. So like working in the lumber yard, for example, that's 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a hangar in the middle of nowhere where people, you know, drive in their cars and they pick out wood and they, you know, you just count the wood pieces that they have and then they drive away. That's the job. That's everything
like-
I did pretty much.
Yeah,
and
basic.
then every once in a while I got to use like a big saw and it was really loud and cool. But what I had to be good at was be super nice to anybody whoever, whatever age or gender or whatever it was, everybody is the same person because they all have money and you want them to spend them right there. So you have to become the salesperson. I hate salespeople, like genuinely hate them. So how do I become that, but without selling out, Yeah. So I became my own version of a salesperson, which became, well, I'm just going to become this person's friend. Like, I don't give a shit if they're going to buy anything or not. I just, I'm going to pretend to be genuinely interested in this person for the 2 minutes or 5 minutes that they're going to be here for. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to drive off. When they come back, because I pretended to be their friend, they became my friend. Mm-hmm. When they come back, they are my friend.
Yeah, I get that.
And that just brings in more work.
Yeah, you fake it and then you make it.
That's exactly how it is. And I've always promoted that statement, the fake it till you make it thing. That's really what I've been
But I think
basing my life off of.
It's not disingenuous. It's just that you don't know these people.
No.
But you're being really nice to them because it's nice. You know, like it's a nice experience. You treat them like a friend, like you would treat a close friend.
Yeah.
Because it heightens the sense of service and, like they feel like they're being like served or like, like listened to and you meet their needs.
Exactly. And it's all that's also a very important thing. In that sense, it's, or that situation, I mean, it is like you need to meet them. Yeah. Because now, or, when you get into a store today and you have these tired young fucking kids, they just ignore you.
I don't mind that they're like I just hate people in general that work in service that don't serve you. Like, and I don't mean like they kiss my ass. I just mean like just be
say hi or
a simple hi.
Notice me coming in at least.
Just like normal shit.
Because that's the job.
Yeah,
that's the only job. Otherwise, you're just standing there.
Fucking one job there.
Blipping the barcode.
That's not what it says on your resume.
No.
It's not blipper.
No.
No,
you need to sell.
You're not the blippity guy.
You need to sell stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think because I've had jobs like that.
Yeah, same.
Many types of jobs like that. You've been put in very different, very strange circumstances. Like, before Pizza Hut, I didn't know anything about like how the pizza industry worked, or I mean, it's not even the pizza industry; it's a Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut industry.
The fast food industry, I guess. And then before working at the wood place, I'd done a bit of carpentry stuff, but I didn't know much about that shit. I had to pretend to know everything, and you start learning. Slowly you start learning. You get into it. But what I found most interesting was the just meeting and talking to people thing.
I think that's the best.
Because I loved that. Yeah. And that became the job. Well, it was the job from the beginning, but that became the fun part of the job. Mm-hmm. And just, if you see somebody and you can feel that they're having a shitty day.
Yeah.
It's the best thing was to make that into a good day for them.
Exactly that.
And I loved that.
That is the best feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Like you do so little and you give someone so much for it.
Yes. And you're going to feel so fucking good, really.
You get into like a flow state.
Of course, everyone. Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm an ego person in that way.
Doesn't matter though. Like in this sense,
not
where
at
you're
all.
doing selfless things.
Exactly. Because it is like in the end, you're going to make everybody happy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And when I worked in service retail as well, I used to work at a little Pressbyrån in Drottninggatan where I worked alone. And we always had, I think we've talked about this job, but it was just me. I basically just read magazines, listened to music, and then just like, usually I just stocked everything in the morning, and then you just kept tidy and listened to music. And people would come in and you would have like the daily people that came in, like the same people, plus the people that, just randos.
Stole.
Yeah, stole. That happened too. And it was just so nice. Like
I
the
stole
way that
you from that place.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And then got
Let's
you.
never talk about that.
Oh, so good.
That ruined my relationship a bit.
How though? She fucking knew.
No. There's a reason.
Yeah,
I was a terrible boyfriend.
No.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Young mistakes.
Good stuff.
No, some of that is on both of us, but a lot. We learned. We moved on. Fuck it.
It's life.
Yeah,
That's
it is
what it's
life.
called.
No, it is life. It is life. Young and stupid, and
Yeah, you kept on living.
yep.
Yeah.
But that kind of the sound of life. But I think just like service, it is a fun fucking gig.
Yeah.
Like
if you don't
even
have
when
anything
people were
else.
shitty, you know, when there was like a line build up,
Mm-hmm.
and when I worked at the most, like when I worked in the like Central Station one, where there's like a line and people are frustrated and they're trying to get to a train or a bus and shit. Like even then, like except for the amount of stress that could like happen, if you're good at your job, that does not really affect you. You just like serve them one by one. That's all you can do.
You can't do anything. Exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if they're like. And the best thing about it is when people are like, if you don't have time, don't be an ass. Just go to your train.
Yeah.
Like you should have come here
It's
earlier and bought
really,
your shit.
It's your fault.
Yeah, because there was like.
Nobody's forcing you to stand
That's what
there.
I'm saying. Because I was always happy. I had my music on. You know, like I always chose the music before people started regulating that shit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to music, had a nice flow, had a little banter with everyone. You know, like that's awesome. Where you going? While if they bought a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome. And then, you know, at some point, someone would get frustrated or angry or stressed, and they would start barking at you. And people in line usually just took care of that. They're like, it's not his fault. There's a lot of people here that want to buy shit.
Exactly.
And if you don't have time, you should have gotten here earlier, or you just leave. You know, like there's like you never had to, because people like, if you serve them well, they're gonna serve you back. Like
Yeah, it's a give and take.
it is a give and take, and that is the one of the worst things I know. Because I know when I go to a shop, I'll bring some positive energy and, you know, like talk to the people there, and they're going to feel good as well. We're going to have this exchange. But when I go in and they're like, hey, and then it's this like, why are you doing this job? Like, this is not for you. Apparently, this is not for you.
Yeah.
You should be working at a storage by yourself.
And the funny thing is, a person like that, well, this is all make-believe because this is just what I'm...
No, this is fact.
Yes, this is fact.
Based everything
Robert
on facts.
But I'm imagining that this person standing there like, hey, blah, blah, blah. They're dreaming about becoming like this YouTube or Instagram celebrity.
You think. But they're not all young people. That's my thing.
No, but still, like...
They're not all young people. They're just ass.
Why don't they take advantage of the situation and practice their energy?
YouTubing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Because that's what we did.
Yeah.
I mean, inadvertently did that.
No, but I wouldn't
we did
say-
that to
Yeah, because
make
those
ourselves
jobs
happy.
were far away from my dream job. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
I wouldn't, like, if someone said, like, you want to work here a year from now, like, hell no. You know,
No,
like,
no,
this is,
like,
but
even
while
a
I
week
did
from
the
now,
job, yeah, exactly. I would change that job in a heartbeat.
And that's what
But
I did.
While I'm there, but what I'm saying is, 10 years after that, I just mean
I got a new
like-
job the second day,
Yeah,
like the
you
day
just-
after
yeah.
I switched jobs.
But that's
after
what I
working
mean.
10 years
10
at the same
years.
place.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, if you don't like it, at least while you're there, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Like, why suffer through 10 years when you could have, you know, the best time you could have while at the place?
Because it wasn't a bad job. It was just,
No, it's
like a shitty job.
It's just like it's
a
not
normal
paying,
job.
It's not paying great,
No.
but it's not paying poorly.
It's paying
You
the
know,
bills.
It's just paying the bills.
Yeah, I'm getting food on the table, and like I took advantage of everything that I could at that place because what could I do? I needed to exercise. So like instead of cheating my way through a lot of stuff, I did a lot of labor to sort of work out. That way I didn't have to go to the gym. The social part, I loved that because a lot of
I think that's
the people
part
that
I like,
you
yeah.
met became really funny people, like, and they were always coming in to, you know, buy stuff.
favorite thing.
Yeah, so you
Like
got
the
these
regulars,
regulars, which were, you know, towards the end, like you really call them friends.
Yeah.
You know, I still say hi to them if I see them on the street. You know, it's stuff like that. You know, and it stays with you and it forms you or molds you into.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this. Because I think if we hadn't had those shitty jobs, we couldn't have done this podcast
No.
as easily as we do it today.
But I think I always enjoyed that. Like I've
The
always
bullshitting.
enjoyed banter.
Yeah.
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 Like all types of banter. Like when you work together and you just like yank each other's balls, you know,
Mhm.
like as you do.
Yes, yes.
No, but it's just fun to talk. with people, you know, because it makes you feel like when you're having a shitty day, but a friend makes a, you know, funny remark on it, it just becomes a little better.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
like the
then
whole
you've
corona.
laughed.
No, but I mean, like the corona thing. I'd rather just hear people joke about it.
Yeah.
Like there's none of my friends are fucking scientists. They're not helping to change the world. I don't need to hear their opinions on the subject like we just did.
No.
I'm just saying that adds nothing to me. You know, like you're just speculating, and for some people that causes, you know, like this train of thought that is just scary. But I think just like joke about it. Just fucking make fun of it.
Yeah.
And just like try to make the best of the situation that you're in.
That's the only thing you can do.
That's I
and
think
that's
so.
the only thing you can do with everything. And
Like things you can't, exactly, change. Like where you
No.
don't have the power to make them
exactly.
better. You can at least make it a little better for you. You know, like with the way that you sort of approach it. You have a
Yeah.
shitty job,
Accept it.
accept it, and
fucking
exactly,
own it.
Own it, and then once you have the chance, fucking never look back. Because I think that was the hardest part for me is like being young. Time, like a month from now, it was such a long time.
Wow.
Whereas now, I'm just like, a month? You want me to do
That'll
that
be
for a
like-
month? I was like, bitch, please, back up. I'll fucking do it for 2 months, and it'll be fine. And I don't even want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's, like, time is so relative. Like, when I was younger, like, everything seemed so long.
Yeah, we lived on the second.
Yeah, but that's what it felt like. It was like, I have to spend more than 10 minutes on this job?
Like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit. Yeah, quit. Like, and now it's just like, it's just 6 months. Yeah, that's fine. Time will pass. No matter what I do.
Yeah.
It's just, but back to talking.
Oh, yeah.
Except that we've been talking all this time about talking.
No, but no, I
don't remember.
I did my thing.
We talked things. Yeah.
I'm happy.
But talking at events, like we said before, it's just go up to people. Like usually you have your stage set, you know, like, oh, I'm at Comic-Con. Oh, I wonder what I'll talk about. Like every fucking thing from the 70s up to now. Like smorgasbord.
There
the
you
fucking
go.
thing.
And
like-
if the person isn't sort of into whatever you're talking to, they're still
Like,
interested
Yeah.
because it's relative. Like it's still in sort of the same field of interest.
I
So,
just
like
like at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I just fucking walked up to the guy that I've seen before that we haven't really talked in that sense. And he was like, "Oh, you're the Zelda guy." And I was like, because I said something about the turtle t-shirts. I was like, those are awesome. I just wish you had them, you know, in something that isn't that loose fitting. And he was like, "Oh, you're the Zelda guy. I saw your painting, you know, like," and you just start talking. And then there's people that I didn't know. And I was like, snicked, because they had the Wolverine claws, you know, and they got the joke. And then you keep going. Like,
easy.
It's fucking Comic-Con. Like, if you can't make friends at Comic-Con, forever alone, use that hashtag. I'm just saying that if you can't, like, even when I wasn't fully dressed as Spider-Man, I was like daddy man, like Spider Dad. That's what I called myself. People were like, "Oh, can I take a picture of you?" I was like, "But I'm not in costume." They're like, No, but the cap and the beard and the Spider-Man, you know, and you're like, okay.
Sure.
You know, like, because I had the suit on. I just didn't have the mask on.
Oh,
I had
right.
the cap backwards, you know, and
Yeah.
So I was posing with my daughter so we could take some pictures, you know, with like the
That's
backdrops
cute.
that they had, the Harry Potter shit and
And the
stuff.
Game of Thrones.
And the Game of Thrones. There was like a photographer. I was like, could you just hold that? And then, because I was doing the Spider-Man pose
Spider
with
Dad.
the Spider Dad hat.
Yeah.
And I had the noted hat on.
Oh,
and,
right.
Yeah. And my daughter, I was like, honey, just like sit like you own this place. Like this whole Comic-Con shit is yours. And my daughter just fucking aced it. She looked so badass. We did the same with the Venom thing. And, you know, like people came and took photos of us. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with those? It's like a trucker hat dad and his daughter on a bike, you know.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of place. Like, it lends itself to your nerdiness, you know. Like, if you put some into it, you'll get a lot back at Comic-Con. Like, it's, I think, the easiest place to talk to people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a comic book artist in a booth. Like, I went and talked to, like, what is her name? I always forget. But she draws comics and shit. And we just talked for, like, half an hour.
Yeah, same.
Because I was like, oh, I love that pen. And she's like, yeah, I just, like, found them. And it's, you know, like...
Yeah, I talked to
Shit, what
what's
was
his
her
name?
name though?
Colonel Moore, I think, the guy who's drawn The
Is that
Walking Dead.
Yeah, is that the where you bought an original? Was that the guy?
Yeah, not an original.
No,
like,
the print.
Deadpool print.
Oh, that was it.
So
yeah.
he's done Deadpool, and he's done a lot of Deadpool covers and stuff. So I bought a print,
That was it. Yeah, and
signed-
they were super
signed
cheap as
print.
well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
300 crowns,
yeah, that is
like
not.
$30, like signed to me, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking cool. But yeah, I mean, he wasn't busy, so just talking, like looking
That's
through
right.
his book, talking about his sort of like what he thinks about when he draws stuff, and Deadpool, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just
Do you need anything else?
no.
Like,
And he was like, to be honest, he was more of like this mean, quiet guy, So if I wasn't the guy I was, or we are, I would probably have been a little bit intimidated, almost
Of
like going
course.
into a normal tattoo shop where they feel like a little bit too badass, and you're like, well, they're gonna hate everything I say.
yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to bother them.
Yeah.
Like that. The Swedish way of thinking, pretty much.
Or like, I think it's just insecurity.
Yeah, that too. Swedish way of thinking.
I think this is universal.
But
But I get it.
yeah, I don't know. I took a chance, just said something Deadpool related. I have no idea whatever I said. I was fucking kind of starstruck, to be
I wish
honest.
there were chimichangas there. You're just like, bro, got you.
Smashed it in his face.
Yeah.
There you go. Colonel my ass. But, it still worked out. Awesome. Signed. It's on my wall. Easy is
Yeah.
pretty much what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter if it feels very uncomfortable. You just need to break through that first initial wall or take that first step in. Just go with it,
It's not.
If it's not working out, you walk away.
That's the thing.
Nothing, nobody dies, nobody's going to get
The
hurt.
cool thing about Comic-Con as well is if you're like, I was at the artist alley, so I get to go in, before like people get to go there,
Oh, yeah.
and you get to like approach everything because everything is just empty. Let's say like half an hour to an hour before they open, you're there and you're talking to people. And I walk around the booths and check shit out and take selfies when no one's there,
So dope.
And I just went up to people. I was like, dude, how much for these? Or like, what is this? Or just like, tell me about, like this thing, or, whatever you want. Like, it's all there. And like, if you go up to an artist and ask them about their work, it's not like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Like, no one's going to be like that. Like, it's not, they don't go to Comic-Con to not talk about whatever the fuck it is they do.
Fight Club.
Unless you go to Fight Club. They're like, oh,
What?
I don't know. We didn't talk about Fight Club. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, but that's, I feel that is how people think they're going to be met, at an event like that.
Yeah.
And, like, I think events where you are interested in the thing shouldn't be a problem.
No.
You know what I mean? And so talking on stage, though, that's
a totally different thing.
I totally get if you freak out on this one, because that one is always scary.
I think we've all been there. Like, you present something in class and you're going to be doing it like a week in advance, and you're already shitting your
as
ass.
soon as you hear the
like, yeah. Because, even me going to the artsy-fartsy type schools, you still had to present and explain your work. So every time you did anything, you still had to stand in front of everybody and talk about it. And also...
So glad I didn't go that at school, because I just never draw with a meaning. I was just like, wanted to draw a cool thing, drew a cool thing. Ta-da.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I did, but I had to bullshit my way through that cool thing and explain it in like terms that they could understand, because they couldn't speak normal words. They had to speak like fancy pantsy words.
Do you know
the
Muffin Man?
The Muffin?
This is the Muffin.
Who lives somewhere like...
Yeah.
But the cool thing was there, like, this one time it happened we'd been preparing for a presentation that we were going to do, like for a full week. We were 4 people doing it. And maybe 5 minutes before we were going to go up and present, our teacher comes up to us and says, oh yeah, by the way, the client's here. Because we did a lot of work with the clients. Like, oh, the client's here, by the way.
But were these fake assignments for the client, or were they
some
real?
Some were real. So
Okay.
some were more just, them using us as free labor.
Of course.
For like, let's do this thing and like try it. And then
Yeah.
other stuff was like actual projects.
Mhm.
This was an actual project. We were doing it with not the person we were presenting it to, but for a different company. Anyways, this person had flown in from Italy, did not speak Swedish.
Cool.
We've been preparing for a week in Swedish,
Swedish.
everything. And now we have one English-speaking person in the room all of a
That
sudden.
changes
So
everything.
everybody within 5 minutes had to just like, boop, all right, we're speaking in English now. Just like that. And that was
Fun.
one of the best lessons I've ever learned. Doesn't
Do
matter-
everything in English.
Yeah, no. More like it doesn't matter how much you prepare, you can never be fully prepared.
Yeah, of course.
And that just, ever since that day, I've just relaxed a lot more when it comes to talking like that.
How did it go though?
Good.
It went well.
Well,
that's
for me,
boring.
it's not a problem.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, my friends, not so good.
Yeah.
But we still made it. Good job, guys.
Good job. Me saved us.
Yeah.
Bitch.
And again, like he wasn't the client,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we were safe anyways. We just needed to present the stuff
Mhm.
and make it sound good.
Yeah,
I think we
get
did something with concrete. Yeah, it wasn't very exciting. I got a free towel. It was awesome.
it. Got paid in towel.
Oh yeah, but,
But
yeah, talking in front of people and all that jazz. I mean, nobody can prepare you for it. It's something you need to do a lot
And I
to
think
get into.
you need to. Something that I don't do that well is doing the speech. If you have it written down,
Oh yeah,
like
beforehand.
is talking to yourself in the
Mhm.
mirror or like
Never.
doing shit at home, and you're like, oh well, I started in blah 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 with the thing and the thing and the thing, and then when I reached that point, I was like, I'm fed up with this. And
Talk
then you
about
just,
awkward.
but you need to do that because
Yeah.
the more you do that, when you're on stage, you're autopiloting it rather than you're. And then, like, if you can, like, let's say that the event is 3 months away, and you do that every day. You do your speech, you refine it, you pull it back, you change a little, you keep moving on. If you have that, because if you're a nervous person, you're gonna need that prep.
Yeah.
For me, I just write things I want to talk about, and then like we do the podcast, we have like these subtopics,
Bullet points.
like bullet points, yeah,
Mhm.
and then we basically just wing it,
Yeah.
and that's what I need. But then again, what you talked about, I prepped like this talk. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into it like this. I'm gonna break the ice with a little joke about who's like as good as this artist, and then everyone's gonna be like, cause I was gonna start with like, who likes to draw, and they're like, yay, and like, who's like as good as this guy, and then I was gonna throw out like Stolen Hog or Kim Young Gi or someone, and they would be like, no, and I would be like, cause that's cool, cause neither am I, and like, and then just haha, and then when I get there, I'm like, oh fuck, I got a little like a plaque with my name on it and shit, and then it's like Ilias talking to like, what was it, like 6 to 10-year-olds. I was like, what? Because they just said youths to me, so I
yeah.
thought like
Jews.
14. Yeah, Jews.
So no Nazi jokes.
No Nazi
or
jokes.
at least
But
no
dude,
bad Nazi
I just
jokes.
like I've written the thing. I was like, this is good stuff. It's gonna be fun. And I'm like, who likes My Little Pony? That's what I opened with.
Fuck yeah.
But it did work because it was a lot of like girls at the audience, and I thought that show was fun.
Mhm.
I guess I watched it with my daughter because
It is a good show.
and
The new
thing you
My
were
Little
one,
Pony.
yeah,
It's fun.
Thing you take. It is fun.
I'm not a
And-
brony, but it's
no,
it's
but it's still
fun.
like I enjoyed it. I laughed a lot of times.
Yeah.
I thought it was well made.
good voice acting.
And I like the animation and the voice acting and the like the facial expressions with the funny like
Mhm.
it fits and it's silly. And I started talking about like modern cartoons. Thank God I like those.
Smart.
Whew, and it just saved the whole thing. But you really like, it's good to ask questions before you get out there and
Mhm.
just like, who's the audience for this? Other talks that I've done, it's like, okay, who's the audience? They're like, oh, it's this company. And I'm like, how are these people? You've worked with them before.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, they're IT nerds and game nerds. I was like, okay, I got this.
Okay,
then
good.
it's not a problem. But I still like I'm nervous
Of course.
until I start talking. And then you sort of like you say things. If you can talk to the audience and they can reply, then you can sort of like feel it, like where it's heading and where you can take it.
If it's just quiet,
Oh, that is so
you
much
never
harder.
know.
You never know. Like, you'll know if they laugh at your shit, but sometimes it's so much harder. But I think just preparing, like being prepared and doing the awkward talking to yourself. Like, I've tried, not comfortable.
No.
I'd rather just do the bullet points and then move on.
Yeah.
But the bullet points, the thing about those is that I don't have them on stage.
No.
Like, I remember them vaguely.
Yeah, I try.
But you should have them, you know, like a paper in front of you just to have a hand on it, you know, unless you're walking around.
Well, I haven't done any of your type of events. So for me, it's always been with like having sort of a slideshow that I talk through.
Yeah, I can't be bothered to fix one.
But no, but that's always how people have wanted me to present whenever I do.
That's good.
And that is so much simpler
Yeah.
because you just have those, let's say, 13 images, and you know what to say about each image, and then you feel the room, like you said. Sometimes you stay at one image a lot longer. Maybe they have some questions and stuff. And whatever it is.
I like it when they can ask questions mid-show.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
then I can sort of like talk less about my shit.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go home, like land well or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talk about awkward. Like talking about my art, that's, I think, the most awkward I could ever get.
No, same.
I hate talking about my art.
The last one I did was that because it was I didn't have a crowd that was there. Like I had maybe 5 people that were actually watching what I was doing.
Yeah.
But then there was just like these people like buying shit and looking for a while and then leaving and coming back.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't even know who the fuck knows what I'm talking about anymore because I'm talking about process and you just come mid-sentence basically or mid-process or somewhere along the line. And that one was way harder and I have a microphone, so I'm like God in that store. I'm like, hi, everyone. Welcome to store.
But that's definitely 2 different types of jobs then, I think.
Yeah, but
that's like entertainment for the general store.
Yeah, and that was hard because the store was basically this room. Like, not really. But it was a small store. Like, you could see all the ends of that store. And you're on a microphone like a cunt and you're just screaming on this huge TV and you're just like you're basically in everyone's head like just talking out loud and people are like, what the fuck is this guy on about colors and composition and you know whatever the fuck you're doing. And I was trying to talk about process and I like, you know, like I talked a little bit about myself, but I was like, who's going to care? They walk in and out. So I started talking about the process more, you know, like, because I started off like, oh, I work with this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, these aren't even the same people that were here when I started the sentence. Like, so I just like, okay, process. And then I sketch, la, 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 and then I do this. And what I've learned through my years is that it's better to do this, you know, like, because that you can jump in and kind of understand where the discussion or like the conversation has been coming from. Yeah. So I chose that direction, but that was also like, that's not what I prepared for, you know, like.
Yeah, but that's, again, I think most of these gigs, you can only prepare so much.
So much, yeah.
Because there's always going to be some unforeseen thing happening or you're going to forget something. You're going to, you know, for me, I tend to always do like get one of those little blackouts, you know, mid. I know exactly what to say, but then when I'm about to start talking, it's just like, boop.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. What was I supposed to say? God damn it. Improvise.
And
of
course.
That's how I work, always.
Yeah.
And even teaching the breakdance stuff, that was all improv. Thankfully, breakdance was never as demanding as any other type of dance because normally I still had to do like dance routines to teach the kids. But I always structured it in ways where we built the routine together with moves we did in the warm-up before. So I just teach a new move and then talk to them about doing that and then we piece it together. So it's like every class I ever had was more or less improvised. I just sort of had, I want to do this move today. That was my only thought. And then how to get to that move and move from that move, that was all made up on site, standing in front of that mirror or those 30 kids. And just bullshitting my way out of everything.
It's like me teaching martial arts. You know, like holding classes and stuff. I think it teaches you a lot. Like, it's something that I haven't reflected on until you said that. But I held classes for years, you know, like
I
teaching
think
them kicks.
it builds a lot
it
of
does build a lot
character and stuff.
of,
Like,
and also they're looking for you to lead the class, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they look up to you for knowledge, or how do I do this? How do I do that? What can I do to improve my kicks? You know, like all that stuff. And I think maybe that had a big impact in things as well.
I think
I think so.
like looking back at it, that was probably like my teaching job has probably given me more than any other job in terms of, well, gratification as just being a person, because you always feel super happy after a class is over, normally, at least, if it goes well. But yeah, you just, you know, it feels good because you're giving back to a younger generation or an older generation, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're giving back. And, you know, in terms of the teaching job, that was really more for everybody else than for me, more than any other job that I've ever had, because like it pays shit. So I was really, I was only there for
Yeah,
like
the teaching-
training myself, but really teaching the kids and having fun with them. And same there, like the only thing we did was, well, we did some cool moves, but then we talked video games and geeky shit.
I get it. The classes that I gave, I never got paid. I just didn't have to pay the tuition.
Oh,
fee.
yeah.
That's basically what I did. They were like, "Oh, you don't have to pay shit."
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's normally how it goes in like the dance industry, and
Mm.
it's the worst because you spend so much time doing all this stuff and you
But
hurt
I
yourself.
But I improvised.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
did. Like I don't give a shit.
I mean, of course you
But
improvise.
no, now I would care. You
Yeah.
know, like now when time matters.
Mhm. Mhm.
But back then, no.
No,
And I think
I was just happy to train too.
that was how I saw it. Like I get to train.
Like
'Cause
I'm getting
sometimes
money for this.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, they were running around in like a square circle-ish
Yeah.
formation, and I was in the middle doing the workout as well. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, I was never in the middle. I always ran with them.
no, but that's what I mean. Like, but I ran like on the inner circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
to keep them going, so they
You still
wouldn't
need
slack
to
off.
show
Yeah.
everybody what you're doing too.
And for me, like the way I like to learn is seeing the other person be awesome. So
Mhm.
I wanted to teach by being awesome, you know, as well. Although
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't as impressive as the other teachers, I could at least, you know, do what I did good.
You fake it till you make
You
it.
fake it till you make it. Yeah.
That's,
And
yeah.
because there's nothing worse than when I go to my daughter's like class and the teachers never show anything. Like, what is that going to inspire? Who are you inspiring when you can't even do like a front roll, you know, like, or something like that, like a simple fucking thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you teaching this class?
So don't show.
No,
the
they
moves.
don't like, no. And when they do, it's not great. You know, like, old people doing like a little thing. But then you see like old gymnasts and they're like 50 years old. They're like, oh, I'm going to try a backflip. What? But these aren't like those types of gymnasts. These people aren't gymnasts.
No.
They're like someone's mom
Oh yeah.
with a gymnast shirt on. You know, she took a course, which is like good that those people exist as well. But they're not like, they wouldn't inspire me as a kid.
No.
Because they've asked me to do the teaching.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, because they've seen me parkour around with the kids.
Yeah, I was
do
just gonna say,
backflips and
like,
shit.
I wouldn't be able to sit still in one
Yeah.
of those classes.
No, every time we get to do things, I was like, backflip, straight backflip, laid back. And then I like, you know, like everything breaks. You're like, oh my God, I can't move. I haven't done a backflip in years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it still holds up. And every time they ask, I say no. And then I complain about them not doing it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm that asshole. So it's all on me.
It's okay.
The teachers are great.
We're old enough now to start doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that when you're teaching, you learn a lot yourself. And I think on stage, I think that one is the scariest one. And I think some advice that I can give you if you're going to be talking to people and drawing at the same time, ask the people that hired you, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me? Like, do you want me to share my story? Or do you want me to draw? Or is it fine if I play do a couple of slides and then show a process that I've pre-recorded? That could be fine as well if you're not comfortable drawing live, but you've prepared something for the event that is, you know, like what's expected of you at the event.
Smart.
Like, I think you can put it, like, depending on where your skill level is at, because I'm not very fast. So I always tell them, like, I'm not going to be very fast if you want me to be funny. Like, if you want the Sketchbook Heroes thing combined with the drawing, we're going to get 50-50, you know, like it's going to be, like everything's going to slow down.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, do your thing, and then you just draw as far as you can. And then what we talked about last time, where I do work on the piece afterwards because I need to do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. I just need to not have it look like that rough, you know. So I fix them up, especially if I like where it was going, but I just didn't have the stage time. You know, I didn't have 3 hours.
No.
But just prepare and talk to them. Like, if you have anxiety about drawing live, it can be pre-recorded depending on the type of event. And you can talk your process through it, pause it, you know, like you can control the setting very nicely. And it's easier to talk if you have images. Yeah. Because if you do it like I do, that's way harder. And I don't know why I do it now that I'm thinking about it. But that's what I would do to sort of like talk, like break down the talking on stage thing. Because the more you prepare, the easier it gets.
Yeah. Well, that's
and have
pretty much
have the
everything.
fucking but having like something to guide you through it.
Yeah,
reminders, like notes, just to help you along. And then we have talking on a podcast. It's not that hard. Like, it really isn't. It's horrible to listen to afterwards.
Yeah, it is.
But the actual talking, imagine like you're sitting in a room with your best friend. You've said the weirdest fucking thing to each other. You've seen the worst and best of each other for years. Then they put you in a room and they're like, talk. And you're like, we've already talked like all the way into the
This is what we're doing.
Exactly. That's this podcast. That's how hard it is to talk.
No, the hard thing is to make us not talk, I think.
Yes. So we made an episode about talking.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah. And as much as we love to talk, we don't love to listen to us talk.
No.
Like, we've
not
done,
like Jackie Chan.
No, but this is like episode 87. And every time I listen to these episodes, I'm just like, this is cool. It's
No.
Not
at all.
Not at all. Yeah. You don't like, I don't mind the sound of my voice. I just don't like to listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've realized that my voice is okay to listen to as well. I don't enjoy it, but the shit coming out of my mouth, Jesus fucking Christ!
But I think it would be different if you were talking to someone else.
Like, such a fucking idiot!
That's dick.
How did I ever get a girlfriend? Like, even like, not even Anna. Like, Anna is so way beyond what I could ever get if I just listened to the stuff I talk about. It's insane.
That's why.
How do I get a job? How
she didn't listen to the podcast before?
She did.
Ugh.
That's the thing.
Anna, what are you doing?
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but it is like, you don't get used to it. You just accept it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if anyone recorded my live gigs, yeah, a hard pass on those. Like,
yeah. I'll try to find some crickets.
No, but I think you can but you can actually watch them and learn from them. If you have like, I'd rather just like in my mind reflect on it. But you could record yourself though talking. You know, like what we talked about, like talking to yourself and like, when I grew up, and just listen to that and then like never say that.
Yeah.
Like never say that. That sounds stupid because you'll hear it.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good to do. Like
record it yourself. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Get comfortable as well.
Yeah, I think everybody should try it at least. Mm-hmm. It's going to help a lot, even if it's the worst time of your life. Mm-hmm.
It's just, it takes some getting used to. Like when I record like my wife or a friend, you know, and they're like, "Oh, my voice sounds so weird." Like I don't have that like anymore. That was
no. That's
that
gone.
Was years ago.
That's gone.
Yeah, that was ages ago. Now it's just like, I'm a moron. Like, listen to me talk. It's like diarrhea just flying out of my mouth, like nonsense, and then like a sidetrack of nonsense. And then the sidetrack of that nonsense. You just like, it's just like
nonsense bukkake. Yeah.
Yes. That is it. Oh my God, that is like the best phrase ever. Is that a thing?
Now it is.
Now it is.
You heard it
I
here
love that.
first.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank
That
you.
is exactly
Yes.
what it is. Fuck.
Did it again.
And nailed it. Sidetrack, Bukaki.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's insane how much shit you can spew out, and then you listen to it, and you're like, how is that me?
Yeah.
How is that me? Why is that me? And that's the thing about talking. You're not always going to love it.
No.
But you just have to own it, especially if you have like over 100 recorded hours online for people to dissect.
Yes. Please don't.
Please don't. Yeah. Please don't go back. Like
No.
someone wrote that they were listening to the first episode.
Yeah, I saw
was
that,
like,
the
no,
Batman thing.
No, no mas.
No mas.
No mas, please, no mas.
No ever mas.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm just going to live with the fact that I've said some stupid shit in all the recorded, like, hundreds of hours that we have out there now. Like,
That's crazy to
Yeah,
think
that
about. I
is
haven't
insane.
realized
Yeah.
how much.
I don't want
87 episodes?
Yeah, times
Like roughly
whatever the
2
fuck.
hours, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Fuck
Dude.
that. Fuck that. That is a lot of hundreds of hours.
That's a lot of bullshit.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And thank you guys for
for
listening.
listening to our bullshit. But, yeah, I don't think I have anything else about talking. Like, I think we just do it. And
Yeah.
we try not to overthink it.
I was worried, like, to be honest, I was a little bit nervous in the beginning coming into it.
Like the podcast
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the...
No, when we initially started the podcast.
Oh, shit, dude. I felt anxiety for releasing the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes because
Oh,
we
yeah.
pre-recorded 2.
Yeah.
And we released them at the same time, or 3.
2, I think. I think 2, and
2?
then we waited a week for.
Okay,
that
maybe. Okay, yeah, but fuck me, dude.
Yeah, that was.
I felt shame.
intense.
Yeah, I felt like a bit like,
But that's when you realize that, it is what it is. It's not like. Because we can't keep polishing this turd.
no,
Like,
you
it's
have to
going to
move,
be a
yeah.
turd either which way we fucking polish it.
Yeah. But I think it's
But
gotten better.
that's
like,
the
We
thing.
don't realize it, maybe. But I think the way that we talk about things, like, except the derails are kind of solid, but
Yeah.
but
We're nailing those.
we're nailing this every time. Very polished
Yeah.
derails. But I think the way that we formulate things and thoughts get better
Yeah.
with time, but it's really like from episode to episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like some episodes, it's just like the fatigue or how you're coming
Yeah.
into it. It just doesn't, like, you slur your words or
Mhm.
you, because there are like times when we record this episode, I just feel like my tongue does not want to play. Like it's just like just slur.
That's the
just,
thing,
like,
and
you
we
get.
because we don't warm up or do anything like the pros.
Yeah,
exactly. The what was it? Like, I'm just thinking Anchorman. All of those. I love Scotch. Yeah. So we don't do any of that stuff, which I think would help us, because for one, we start speaking English when we hit the record button. And then
Like pros.
just before that, we've been talking Swedish to each other nonstop. Everything we do is in Swedish. And then podcast for 2-3 hours, all English. Just like that.
Just like that, because that's how good we are.
No warm up or anything.
Don't need it.
That is stupid.
Oh, that's where you're getting at?
That's what I was getting.
No, we're pros. We just own it because we're that good.
Yeah. But seriously,
He's wrong.
I think we should pat us on the back a little bit, because it is kind of difficult
Lower
to
on
do.
the back, though.
Yeah.
Paddle on the back.
Pat Laura on the back. Is that what you said?
Yeah, pat Laura on the back.
Who's Laura?
It's your ass.
What?
That was my favorite joke from like the last or the previous episode before that. Like just like the your ass is park or something.
Your ass part.
Yeah, your ass is
your
ass.
your
park,
ass
yeah.
part.
I don't remember.
Oh,
That
that's
was funny. I laughed when I heard it again.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. What's up?
He is the dad. So daddy jokes.
Your ass.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
where I was
your
going
ass,
with that.
yeah.
I was just saying that we're
Yeah,
shit.
that was
We should prepare more.
No, we shouldn't.
No.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. No, I think we can be a little bit impressed with the stuff that we put out with,
That's not gonna happen.
like, just thinking about how difficult this would be for so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, again,
No, I
just
think-
generalizing here.
And I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and I can't say that ours is better because I can't listen to it because it's me talking, and listening to yourself talk is not great.
No, not
But
good
when
for
I listen
morale.
to podcasts, my initial thought is like, is this entertaining? Like, no matter the topic, like, it doesn't matter if they're talking coronavirus or if they're talking art.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's just too dry. Like, you could have the best topic but the worst teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could
And
listen
that
to a
does not
podcast
work
about
for me.
peanuts.
Yeah,
If the
guy-
people are
yeah.
engaged and fun to listen to,
Yeah, exactly.
you're gonna be into those peanuts.
Penis. Right? Yeah.
See what I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like penis.
But or you could be talking about like Marvel Phase 5,
Yeah.
and it's just two people that are so not synced and
Yeah.
just not interested and just reading off of a piece of paper pretty much.
Yeah, it's just facts about the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean, I would painstakingly take myself through it because I need to hear this stuff.
yeah, I
But-
get it. But
But
it's
I
just
would
like,
not
yeah.
enjoy that thing.
But we
And-
talked about other podcasts. We were like, oh, they're doing this. And we check them out.
and
and you're just
"Mwah,
like-
mwah."
And then we meet up and we're like, oh, how was the first episode? I was like, I couldn't get through it. And I was
Yeah.
like, thank God, because I couldn't. Like, I just,
Yeah.
like, that thing just, like,
I remember.
yeah, I don't want to, like, say who or
No,
what.
no,
Like,
we're-
I don't want to offend anyone. They're doing a great job.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
and people are appreciating that. And I just couldn't
It's
get
not
through it.
in our taste.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
that's what
everybody has their
Yeah.
own thing. So this is just our personal preference.
Mm.
So obviously we
But I was
can't-
so relieved when you
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I couldn't get through it. And I was
No.
like, oh, thank God, because I couldn't listen to it. Like, I tried.
Yeah.
I got like 30 minutes in, but it was like, I
Yeah.
know it was just like not even close to
Everybody
it.
should see Ilya's face right
Yeah,
now.
I was
It's
just like, thank God you didn't, like, because I just couldn't. Like, I tried, man. I gave it my best. In those 30 minutes, I was like, I just want to turn it off. Like,
you're
that
never
was
getting them back, Ilyas.
But the thing
never
is,
getting
it
him
was
back.
like an artist that I love,
Mm.
but the interviewee
Mm-hmm.
just no.
And I know exactly which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it just no.
Yeah.
It was just didn't work, and I was like, why am I so annoyed at this? Like, why can't I? Like, the production quality, everything was fine.
Great. Yeah.
Like, there was nothing wrong with it. It's not as good
No,
as our
no.
recording, Sam. But no. But it was just like I couldn't get through it.
No. But listening to that, we learned also sort of what to do and not do,
Yeah.
or at least what not to do.
Yeah.
So you live and learn. Yes. But I still love doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, now it is sort of the great escape of the week, just to get
It is.
away.
It is, and I
talk
love that
shit.
it's Mondays.
Yeah,
Because
it's,
that
it's
makes,
a good
like-
way to start the week.
It is because everyone's like, oh, Monday. I'm just like, Monday.
Fucking Monday.
We'll watch some movies,
Yeah.
eat some pizza, talk about shit. You
Yeah.
know, like talk about talking. And
Just why not?
yeah, why not? That's a topic.
So good. When you wrote me this morning, I
Yeah.
started laughing so much.
I thought
Like,
it was
talking
funny.
about talking.
Yeah, because someone
Of
was.
course, we're
the-
gonna be doing.
I was listening. I think I was listening to Joe Rogan or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like talking about people socializing, just normal life. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
talking to each other, and that it's like. It's a skill. It's like a muscle that you need to practice, and
It
like
is.
and consciously like, oh, that was shit, and then I should maybe say it like this, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done that somehow throughout our lives, you know, where we can work around other people, and they talked about, you know, the exact opposite.
I
where
think
people-
we've just been lucky to have people that are so good at pretending to be
care?
interested. Yeah.
that
That's
might be it.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're just like not good at reading the signals people are giving us, and we're like, oh, they
We're
really
fucking-
love
yeah, we're
what we're
fucking
saying.
good,
This
man.
is so
They're
good.
so into it.
I should make a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And the people are like, you should really not be behind a microphone. Just like, no.
They're just disappearing back into
Yeah,
shadows.
they're not
Like,
even there anymore. It's just- and that's how this podcast was created.
Pretty much. Yes.
But it is just like, if you don't overthink shit, I think it'll be way easier for most people
Yeah.
talking. And then just start small. Like basically everything else we've told you. Like small little like steps of bravery.
Mhm.
Just like, you know, like talk to a not so close friend, you know, and see if you can stir some shit up with
Yeah.
that.
Or like those people that ignore you in any type of retail shop. start with them.
Yeah, warm them up.
Yeah, get them to open up.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
And
Podcast.
if that is too, you start a podcast. Like I made them
With that person.
Yeah, with that person. Like we're back. They're like, yes. So how have you been? Good. And you're like, very good. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been
We
fun.
need to make that. Yeah.
We're going to start making sketches.
Yes.
But yeah, that
Yeah.
is basically everything about talking that you could ever find online. That was very scientific.
Very.
Very scientific.
Yeah, I saw you looking at your phone once.
Once. I just like oh,
Very
we
impressed.
forget.
Yeah. Oh, he knows what he's talking about.
This
Definitely.
motherfucker right here.
Wikipedia, that thing.
I did
Yeah,
not
no,
do
it
that.
didn't.
Thank
No,
God.
'cause-
Too That's the thing.
Yeah.
People are like, where did you find that fact? I'm like, I don't think I Googled it because I'm too
Fact?
lazy. Like, we're fucked. Yes, we
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, this podcast is fucked.
Doesn't it automatically become fact if we just say it?
It is for
Right?
some people.
Yeah.
They're like, I heard the sketchbook here say this thing about the thing
That's
about
the
talking about the ding and the ding.
That's the dangerous
That's it.
thing.
Yeah,
That's-
that is the dangerous
Yeah.
thing. Everything we say, like jokingly, they're like,
oh my God.
and then they said about the coronavirus
Yeah.
that if you don't buy enough toilet paper,
Robert has his taste buds.
and that's a fact, Jack. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, like anything you heard here, it's not a fact,
No.
and we probably didn't research it.
So yeah, double check everything.
Yeah, just
Before
like
you,
you don't have to check it. It's just basically not true. If we
Yeah,
were saying,
yeah, pretty much.
on this podcast.
On this podcast.
So yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. If it works for you, I think that is fucking the Sketchbook Heroes motto we've been saying. Take whatever works, discard the rest.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if anything we ever said, because if it works for you, use it. If it doesn't, discard. Fuck it.
It's pretty easy.
And it's like when people are like, oh, when you said this on episode la la la, I'm like, I really don't know. That was like 3 years ago. I said a lot of things between then and now.
Yeah, but seriously, do you remember what you said 15 minutes ago?
No.
Something about talking.
Like I can remember, like some stuff that we said on early episodes, but I don't remember all the 3 hours of it.
How would you be able to
I don't
remember
even-
all of
yeah.
that shit? Because there's
I
so
wonder if I
much.
could see like the accumulated time of all the podcasts.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know. Like we
You
have an
probably could.
episode that's almost 4 hours.
Mhm.
Like no.
Yeah.
Like this time around, coming back and doing the podcast again, our episodes for some fucking reason have become way longer, that I had to up the server size or like the storage size for our episodes.
I needed
So-
to buy fucking Dropbox storage for myself
Yeah.
because I couldn't even fit the episodes in. Yeah.
Dude, it was insane. And just uploading them, and they became like, they went from like 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 to
three,
3 and
three and a half. Yeah.
And I was like, Robert, we need to up. So now we're paying like $500 a month just to be post 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Just like, God damn.
It's insane.
It got expensive fast.
Insane.
And like we said, this shit is for free.
Mhm.
So it's just like, oh, we'll
Well,
just.
now you heard it. It's not fucking for free.
No, for us.
It's expensive.
And the more we keep talking about talking,
Then the more expensive it gets.
gets.
Okay, moving
Oh,
on.
God.
Moving on.
So moving on. Fuck this.
Yeah. All right.
So I have no tools.
I have a little bit of tools.
Little
But before we go into the
Ah,
tools,
okay.
or not before we go into the tools, before I go into the tools, how's your new TV going?
It's the shit, son.
Oh yeah.
Especially because I only paid like $650 for it, for like 65
That's
inch
Yeah.
TV. It's awesome.
I am jealous. You sent me some
Dude.
really good photos, and
They were shit.
I got mad.
I got mad for it not capturing the exact size of my TV.
Well,
and
you
how-
did.
No, but it didn't. Like when you see, because you don't have the live comparison.
No.
And there's something about our eyes and how they perceive depth that fucking camera can't do. Fucking Apple. No, just kidding.
You know, hamsters don't do that. Like
Aw.
they or
So
not.
the
not
TV's
depth.
super small to my hamster.
No,
I'll
they
kill the
don't know
little rodent.
levels. So like if they're on a plateau, they're just gonna walk forward because they don't
that's
know
stupid,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah, she said something about that in the store. I think
Mhm.
yeah, something about them like you shouldn't let them fall.
Yeah,
Like don't build too high.
Exactly.
Like that's what they said. Yeah,
we're
that's
we're
what she
planning
said,
on
yeah.
getting a hamster.
They're fun.
Yeah. That's why I keep bringing up hamsters. And for everybody that's seen my little piece, the hamster is called Galactus. Just so you know, don't steal that name because it's my hamster.
My hamster. Yeah.
My hamster.
But yeah, the TV, just playing video games on that shit is the bomb.
Nice.
Just played with my son Fortnite, and then I played Assassin's Creed on it.
Sweet.
And it is fucking awesome. And I played Just Cause on it before that. It's just such a different experience. I can actually sit back on my couch that's 4 meters away from the TV and read the fucking, like that little text about fucking that is like, this item was forged in the mouth or like the devil's anus, whatever. Yeah, I can read that text without squinting or doing anything, laid back on my couch.
Damn.
So I'm playing games like I just need like fucking Cheetos on my belly, and we're basically good to go.
Okay. So I need a new TV.
Yeah, you need to buy one of those bigger ones. Like the 65 is like, you shouldn't get a smaller one. Like I can't recommend anyone to get anything below that because.
Yeah, but that's good. I need to get that now before I start hanging too many of my fan art posters or like the stuff that I've accumulated throughout the years, because now they're going up on the walls and they're closing in towards the TV. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I need to get a new one fast. What was I going to say? Do you have any have you found any new, I don't know, I was going to say tips and tricks. That's not what I'm looking for. New stuff on the TV? Like, is it a smart TV? Do you have any like fun new sort of gadgets coming with it?
No,
or something like that?
It's basically just like it has all the it has apps and shit. But I just realized that using your remote control for anything is such a fucking tedious thing. Mm-hmm. So I just use my phone.
Oh, yeah?
Because I have a Chromecast. I'll just like, I can be taking a shit and putting on the Smurfs, for my kids. Like basically I can do it from anywhere in the house.
Nice.
Whereas the remote, I need to have the remote and then go into the apps. So for me, all those like features that come with TVs, they're like garbage. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just have the Chromecast that I can just cast to. And then I don't have to go and like write things with the remote, or like the tedious. Like, and the TV, don't get me wrong, it has like a nice interface and it's super responsive. But my phone was made, for typing fast.
Yeah.
So whenever I need something on Netflix or something, it's just like 2 clicks. Whereas on the TV, it's just like open the app, go into the app, like find the search bar, and it's with like buttons. Yeah. So it takes forever for me, like mentally.
Gumdrop buttons.
Yeah. Very nice. But it's just like, it just takes those extra 30 seconds, and that's way too long for just doing things. So phone.
Nice.
Always use the phone.
We have been talking about getting a Chromecast. So
Chromecasts are awesome. Can't play Apple shit though, like iTunes, like movies, but via Play and all the other shit is supported.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't use Apple TV anyways, or like Apple Movies or whatever.
Yeah, iTunes.
Dope.
Yeah, but I dude, it's the best thing. Because when I turn, like, my TV's turned off and I just put on via Play on my phone and cast it, it opens the TV and it just plays it.
Oh, really?
You don't even have to turn on the TV. That's the best. I was like, kids, go down. We're going to watch Glitch Text. And then I just put it on while we're on the way down the stairs. And it's just like, we're there and it's opened up. And it's just awesome. Good to go, like. Or they're like, I want to go in and do this. And I just open it up from outside. And it just, I know it's going to turn on.
Man, so we are spoiled.
Oh, we are fucking, yeah, but I'll just enjoy it while we have it.
Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to look into getting a Chromecast for sure.
But they cost nothing.
TV, we'll see. Yeah. Anything else? TV?
No, it's just awesome. It's just awesome to, like, it was so cheap.
Finally have a good entertainment system.
Oh my God, dude, yes. And they were like, it doesn't have great sound. It has better sound than my old TV had. So even that, I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Exactly.
It has like Dolby surround, blah, 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 something like built in, but it's not that great, because the speakers aren't that big. But it's just like,
you can hear what they're saying.
Dude, you sit at home. You don't really, like when people have like all these speakers around the house and, shit, I was like, I don't want stuff like around the house. Like I don't even have a place to put my PlayStation anymore. It's like on the floor. Like I need to buy a new fucking like
TV bench
TV thing. Yeah. So, and I don't even know what to get because you can't have the PS4 in a pocket because it heats up as fuck.
Yeah, I do. I have that. But
mine
it's open all the time, so like it comes up, but it gets super hot in there.
Super hot, but I can tell you that my PS3 and my previous PS4, when the heat was really on, it just like fail safe. Just
oh really?
Just turned off.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
it probably will.
But mine was closed in the back though, so I didn't think about it.
I moved it like as far out as I can, but maybe I'll move it on top of the thing.
It is better because that's what I did. Like it collects a lot of dust.
Yeah, it does.
Plus, and I have this translucent, like, a glossy blue one, the special limited edition one that I got from Comic-Con.
Yep.
And that one fucking, like...
melted?
Nah, but it just gets a lot of fucking dust on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realized I hadn't pulled off the plastic on top.
So it was like electric.
So when I did that, it was magical. I was like, it's brand new. And I like, took the dust off and just threw it all off.
Oh, man.
I do wipe it, but it just, like... minutes later, it's just back.
Yeah. Well, it is like a functioning fan, so it's gonna like just suck in all that.
Yeah, but it's like when you wipe a table off and you can see the sunlight and shit.
Yeah.
You just see it all again. You're like, But it is just awesome. I love my TV. I just want to spend time with my TV. Fuck everyone else.
Nice. Yeah. So my tools, because I think I wouldn't call it tools. I'm just I've started doodling on the little assignment or challenge that we presented the 2 previous episodes. We haven't mentioned that today.
Oh shit! Yeah,
but I thought maybe we will right now. I'll just talk about.
I forgot.
I'll just talk about my process a little bit with it. And that will be sort of the tool section for this segment. If you guys haven't heard the 2 previous episodes and have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about right now,
quick summary. Yeah.
Quick summary is we're doing a after the quarantine challenge. And that means pretty much you picture yourself any way you want coming out of the quarantine and for yourself whenever the quarantine is sort of over, and that could be 10 years from now or a month from now. Like, it's really up to you. You make sort of the story about your quarantine and isolation and whatever's happened during this time, and then represent that in sort of a character design that you do. And the things that we want you to include in this image is pretty much the only thing that we really, really want you to include is toilet paper in some way. And just add, I'd say at least 3 things that sort of, that you would bring to, what do you call it?
With you on a deserted island. Basically, like things that mean something to you, you know, that you would like, I would never leave without this.
Yeah, I can't live without this thing. Like, just something that's personal to you. And that's it, really. Like, as simple as possible, any way you want it.
And Robert drew it for me as well. I was like, I can't top that. I'm like, I'm good.
No, I like I said, this Saturday I had a last minute cancellation. So I was just sort of staying in bed for as long as I could. And I grabbed my iPad and I started doodling. And I started doodling sort of a cartoonish sketch of myself. And that became my Corona challenge, I could say. And so I had initially thought about doing more of a, like me in a big hazmat suit and very like imagining me coming out into like the zombie apocalypse and everything was fucked. But it was then all in my head. Like that was going to be the big reveal of the thing. So me going around being a crazy person where everybody's like, well, dude, like it ended years ago. Like we're all fine. Yeah. But no, I just made myself sort of a little bit more rugged, but still happy, chilled out, coming out and with this huge backpack filled with my entire life, including the podcast things, and my little Galactus hamster, and a lot of other fun stuff. And then that turned into me putting Ilias in the picture as well. And then that turned into me putting like a background with aliens and fucking everything. But just because I had a couple of extra minutes to sketch. Mm-hmm. That's really why this happened.
But you added like the Ninja Turtles before they like they transform.
So I tried to just incorporate as many small little Easter eggs as I could.
Well, that was fun. Like I really laughed at that image. All
good.
My headphones.
Nice. Yes.
And the biceps and the fanny packs and the
yes. You got to have the fanny packs. That's how you survive.
No, it was like a really fun piece as well. Like you can see, like there's a lot of like joking around.
Yeah,
if you know us, you sort of like see all the things that.
And I had a blast drawing it too. Like it really brought me back to sort of when we were sketching in like as kids watching stupid movies and stuff. Really brought me back to that, and no thought about like this doesn't look good or bad, like nothing like that. Just drawing for the hell of it. And it all sort of just turned out looking pretty okay. At the moment, I'm trying to color the full piece and experiment a little bit with that, but it's drawn very like hard type line work style, which limits what I can do with it to make it look good, I think. So it's going to be more of a, the way I started is just a two-tone cell shading piece, like very comic book type. So I think I'm just going to keep doing that and then, I don't know, experiment with colors a bit and see where it goes. But yeah, it was just like, it's been such a fun thing to do. And I'm hoping that people will do this as well, because it's going to, like we said, it's going to be more of a fun way to think about this tragic thing that's going around in the world.
Like break it down into a joke and then just like
have fun with it.
Yeah.
And you know, don't get too anxious and sad about what's going on.
And also like join our little community of friends drawing.
Basically. Exactly. And I just hashtagged the Sketchbook Heroes one and quarantine art, which was just a hashtag that I found.
I'm thinking of even doing mine like a live or something, you know, like maybe just like have people join in a live stream.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Maybe
Go for it.
Maybe I've done it by the time this comes out. Just like playing around with it, because you saw mine.
Yeah.
Like I managed to do like, I sat down, I was like, oh, nice, I'm going to do that. And then like, oh, okay, let's just do your things. No, but that's what it felt like, you know, when you finally sit down and you're like, yeah, this is... No.
Yeah. No, I get it. But, I mean, again, it's just a for fun thing.
It is a for fun thing, yeah. So
don't put any pressure on yourself.
We don't have prizes. We don't have deadlines.
Nothing.
It's basically just us like, drawing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And for people wondering about the dedeadline, we jokingly said, like, when the quarantine ends.
Is over, yeah. Or like the whole thing.
Like, I just want to keep this as an ongoing thing.
Yeah, just like for fun.
Yeah.
And spread the word. If you've done it, hashtag us. Like
Please.
The Sketchbook Heroes, and tag us properly as well if you want to.
Yeah.
But have the hashtag, at least we go back and check it and see what you guys have done, and we comment. And yeah, we need to get better at that again. Like just like reaching out and like
be a little bit more active on
and promote
on the line.
Yeah, and also promote it in the beginning of the episodes when people are most active.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I always keep forgetting. I'm like, but use the hashtag. That's fun. Like, because we look at it and it's fun to see, you know, like we like the ones that maybe
look good.
Not only that. I usually like them to acknowledge that we've seen them.
Yeah.
And then if there is something that I feel like, because I can't comment on everything.
No.
You know, but I can, like, sometimes something sticks out, you know, or like.
I'm going to comment on anything that I see that is sort of worth a comment.
No, but that's what I mean. Like some are like little simpler doodles. You know, and then some things are like more elaborate, and sometimes something like, you know, strikes your like fancy, and then I want to comment, you know, like, and I love when you guys share where you listen to the podcast as well. Like
Yeah,
if it's
that's
like,
always good.
because the thing is, when people post like a train, ride, like I can totally relate to that because that's when I listen to, not myself, and like, because that's my time, like that's my thing. That's what I do. I travel by train, 2 things.
Yeah, and draw while traveling. And one last thing with this, or at least with my piece, is that I've kept the line work. So right now, when you hear this, last week or last weekend, I kept posting to like just send me a DM if you want the line work, and if you can't think of anything to do and just want some pastime to color in or do whatever you want with it, really. So you can get either the full piece with the background or just me and Ilias as the dudes, and you can paint whatever background scenario that you want us to be in and color that in. So if you want that, either find the post if you go into the Sketchbook Heroes hashtag, or just write me a DM at robertekblom_art, and I will hook you up. It's a very small size, by the way, just so you know. It's not a big A4 or anything. It's just...
oh, shit, you drew it super...
Yeah, it's just the same size as the largest Instagram size. What is it?
I don't even know what that is. I just know the ratio, but I don't know the actual like size of...
Yeah, no, I don't remember it by heart, but
like as you see it on Instagram?
Yeah, that size. That's how I painted it. Like it's super small, teeny tiny.
Shit.
So yeah.
There's so much happening in it.
Yeah. I know. It's impressive.
Insane.
But it works to paint in, really. It's not at all.
But I zoom in, motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't zoom all that much. Well, that's not true. I do zoom quite a bit.
Depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah. But so it's not a large file size. Like it's, what is it, 800.
What is the best result? No.
Yeah. Fuck you, Willie. But yeah, so with that said, let's move on from the toolies into the movies.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have no movies.
No movies?
No movies for the retro. I only have games because I've only been playing video games.
Wait. We need to do the swisher thing.
Oh.
Yes. OCD feels so much better.
Welcome back to Retro.
Retro. Wait, what type of effect am I doing?
You're doing the wow, wow, wow.
Oh, the wow, wow, wow.
Don't you know it? The
Which
famous
one? Which one's that?
The Wilhelm scream and the wow, wow, wow. Tap, 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 tap. We are your friends.
Don't run.
We are your friends. But yeah, like I haven't watched movies at all except with my kids.
I've watched so many movies, but nothing really memorable.
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 Well, now, whatever you said.
Rememberable.
I couldn't even say the fake one. Rememberable.
It's rememberable. I did. I still have one episode left.
Rememberable. Oh my god.
Yes, we are fucking
This
tired.
is what happens when you don't have the language.
Monday.
Monday English.
I did watch the Tiger Show.
Tiger Show. Oh, I saw the first episode.
Joe Exotic. Oh my god.
Holy shit, that show. Yeah.
I've got the last episode left, so I still haven't finished it. I thought I did. I was like, fuck the last episode. Yes, it's going to be so nice to finish it. Yeah, no, still one more.
Yeah.
But it is so fucking outrageous. It's crazy. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah. And if you're starting to if you sit there in your like quarantine and you're starting to feel insane, watch that shit. It'll make you feel so normal in a fucking heartbeat.
That's the best tip this episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
just
so
forget
true.
everything else we've said. Like if you start feeling crazy, just watch these fucking people. Like
you're not gonna believe these people are real. Like
no, not the activist,
so
not
crazy.
Him, no one. They're all insane.
Yeah.
Like when they film like her closet and it's all tiger shit. Like and you're like, kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy.
Trust me, man. If you keep watching it, I doubt you will.
No, I probably will because I was very like Yeah,
each episode is gonna feel like a completely different show. It just escalates.
Dude, that was the gist I got from the end of the show. Where they're like, "You come here to take my tigers, then I'm gonna go blah 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 blah," and then like you're like, oh, okay, that's like unrelatable, kind of crazy.
Just fucking wait.
Yeah. Okay,
just
cool.
fucking wait.
Yeah, I'll keep watching.
It's so crazy. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think Aerosmith wrote a song about this. I go crazy, crazy.
I think a lot of people have.
Baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's not him actually singing. Like, did he sing in the first episode?
Shit!
Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger and my dirk and derp. Yeah, that was.
So apparently that's not him. I haven't actually
he
read this, but I've heard this from some.
Okay,
so he's just made somebody else sing it and then fakes it.
Put his face on.
Yeah. They don't actually say that in the show though. So that's our own thing.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yes.
Because I cared so much. Because I need songs about tigers.
But seriously, because everybody was like, or in the shop, we were all like, "Fuck!" But at least he sings good. And then Joanne was like, "That's not him singing." Like that's definitely not him singing. Because he's talking like this.
Yeah, dude. But all I heard when
like
that song came out, I was like,
good country song. So fucking
my
funny.
tigers live in Texas.
They actually do.
Texas is a place I really long.
Have you seen the Joe Rogan stand-up one?
Yeah.
He's got two.
Yeah, he's got two. Yeah,
maybe.
But the latest one is the one where he talks about the tigers. I think there's more like, or maybe it's
there's more.
But it's more tigers
captive tigers in Texas than the whole rest of the world.
Yeah, that is insane. I
Free
think it's
in
the
the
U.S. in general.
Yeah, but now I think
it's specifically
in his show he said Texas.
Oh, but maybe it is. But yeah, I think in the show, the first episode, they mentioned that as well. That there's more captive tigers in the
States,
in the States than the rest of the world. Which is insane.
It's so crazy.
Because I think Johnny Mnemonic, exotic,
Johnny
Mnemonic. But he had like 200-300 cats or something like that.
More.
I was like
1,200 or something.
No. I don't think he has that many. Not on the first episode.
Oh no, okay.
It's just like 200-300. But that's a lot of fucking tigers to put somewhere. Like we had 100 almost people here.
I made that up.
And imagine those being tigers. You know, like what? Where the fuck do you fit those?
Yeah. No, but apparently, like the place is huge.
I'm not the gist of that.
Yeah.
But all the people that work there.
Yeah, but
what is that?
Seriously, you're gonna grow to like them a lot more.
It's not that I don't like them, but it just feels
special
like something
people.
out of a movie. You know what I mean? Like it feels not real.
And then this Carol person, and then the other dude that has like.
Yeah, the other guy.
I think
he
got
looks
4
like
or 5 wives. And
the ponytail
that
motherfucker that looks
yeah.
like the guy from. What's that John Cusack movie?
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
Yeah.
He looks like that douchebag,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I just want to hit him with a radiator.
Ray, whatever his name was.
Ian.
Call me Ray.
Call me Ray. Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love when they kill him.
Yeah.
Like when he's dreaming about
Yeah, but
it.
that's what I mean with the radiator.
Yeah.
He's just like, just, I think Jack Black takes the radiator and then he just like something.
Yeah.
He hits him with a phone.
Yeah.
And then he takes the radiator. And
Yeah.
It's just like it goes insane.
So good.
That
scene
should
is
have happened. Yeah.
That scene is fucking ace.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a fun show, but also very weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm confused every time I finished an episode. I just sit there and like stare blankly into the wall and try to like think about what I just saw.
Your TV turns off and you're still watching it and you're like, I just don't know where to.
But you remember how many questions I had with Blade 3? That's me during the show. I'm like, what? Like, but how? What? Like constantly, just like how?
That's
how the
what I
fuck?
mean. Like you turn off the TV and then you stare at it like for another 40 minutes,
just
trying to categorize what you
Yeah.
just watched. Like I don't have subfolders in my brain for this information.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know where to
I need
put
to
this.
create a
exactly.
whole different space in my head for this.
Like I need to partition a space in my mind for this, specifically for this. I can't mix it with other shit.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah.
So, but definitely a recommendation. At least see the first episode.
So it just
so
escalates.
Yes.
Okay. Then the first one is nothing.
No, the first one is just an introduction to the characters, really. But it's funny. Oh, it's gonna start twisting around so much. So
I love how he's carrying guns as well. Like at all times.
You're gonna.
And is that for the tigers? Like, no, it's for the humans. And you're like, what?
Oh, you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Very cool.
Very exciting.
So yeah, but let's dive into your new TV and the game.
Okay, let's talk about my TV set more because
Yes.
I can't get enough of it. Like I feel like I haven't had the time, like enough time with my new TV. Like everybody wants to hang out. Like he wants to record this podcast. My wife wants to do stuff at home. My kids want to hang out. Like everything is unfair.
Yeah.
Like I just bought this thing and I just can't get some time with it.
Can't get a break.
Can't get a break.
God damn it.
Everybody wants to hang with me because I'm popular. And but no, I started, like I was playing, before I got the TV, I was playing the game Just Cause 3. But then after like the 47th fucking village that I liberated, I just got tired of it. So I saw that PlayStation Network had a sale, and I bought the best game ever. The Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I think the reason why I like it is I read that it's like a big open world place, and I can go anywhere, and you can climb on basically all the things.
Oh yeah.
You can parkour it all, like Zeus penis, you name it. It's
Really?
all there. Yeah.
So you can ride.
You can
Zeus
ride
penis.
you can fucking ride the Zeus penis. Like
I've always
my
wanted to
daughter,
fucking-
I let her play a bit. I was like right around the horse and just like climb on shit, hold X, you know. It's basically the Spider-Man controls.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Dad, come look." And I'm like, "Oh, what did you find?" And then it's just like she's standing underneath Zeus' penis, like it's this big statue. I think it's Zeus. And I was like I couldn't stop laughing because I was not expecting, you know, like this ginormous statue, and then this tiny little penis on it.
It's a Greek statue.
Yeah, and
what do you expect?
No, but that's what I meant. And my daughter's just like the character, like looking up. You know, I was like, "Well played, daughter. Well played."
Teabag.
Because she was just laughing. She was just laughing, and it was funny. It was very funny.
Nice. So, tell us a bit more about the game then,
But
apart
the
from
game,
penises.
except the penis, no, I have nothing. No, just kidding.
So, like, when is the game?
Okay, so the
set?
game is in the Peloponnesian War. The
Oh,
Peloponnesian War.
the Peloponnesian War.
Peloponnesian War.
Yeah.
That I know so much about. No, but it's basically, I think it's like the opening scene, I think, is about Leonidas fighting the Persians.
The 300.
Basically, something like that. I
Dope.
think it is. And you get to play him for a bit. And then,
Ooh.
but your role is more of like you're the daughter of a Spartan, and something happens, and everyone gets killed.
Of course.
And you take a boat, a sword and a boat, and you just like get out in a storm and you wash up on an island. And that island was, I don't remember. But you wash up on the shore, and then there's this guy that sort of finds you, and he makes you an offer. Like, I'll take you in, and you can, like, if you do something for me, I'll do something for you, you know, like, and it sounds super creepy because he's an older dude. But he basically raises her. And he's one of those, like, scoundrel. He just, like, tricks everyone. He never, like, pays people back, borrows money, gambles. You know, like, he does all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And you grow up with him, so you feel like you owe him, but he always fucking double crosses everyone, you know.
Of course.
And he never pays you back either. He makes you extort someone else that owes him money to get your money. And it's, like, he's such an unreliable person, but he's nice to you, you know. But he's, like, and that's where my story begins. Like, I know nothing about this game. I know there's like the Athenians and the Spartans fighting, and the Peloponnesian War is happening around you. But
Nice.
you're not involved because you're in this like Kefalonia, I think is where you are.
Okay.
And you like, you know, there's something happening, but you have no clue who's fighting who or what the fuck the stakes are. And you start like pretty small time. Like you're the Spartan girl and you're very strong. And like you this guy has gotten you involved, like he borrowed a lot of money from someone and you need to pay him back or he'll kill you, or like him and you.
Fair enough.
And you start with these like small time crooks and stuff, and that's where I am like in the beginning of this.
Oh, okay.
But you can like, from what I've read, like when I looked into the game, because I don't want to look too much into like gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
But what I do before I start a game is like I look into like good things to know before you play, because then I can get the full experience without the spoilers. You know, like they just reveal like, oh, when you get these power ups, like, or when you get this thing, think like this.
I don't remember the channel, but he's got the before you buy.
Yeah, exactly.
thing.
I've seen that one as well. But
I
that
enjoy
one,
those.
I didn't look at that one because it's like I know the Assassin's Creed games, although I haven't played all of them. I just bought this one because it was so standalone.
Yeah.
And I just heard so many good things about it, and so I just did that little guide, like, and jumped right in. And I like that I don't know where it's going, and I haven't gotten it spoiled so far.
Sweet.
And I don't look up my choices because I read that there will be choices to make, and they will affect your game. That's what they tell you. And if you want, you can turn off the guiding system so it doesn't tell you where to go. They just say go southwest until you reach the forest, and there's a cave somewhere nearby.
What?
And you have this eagle that you can like press, and then it scouts for you, picks out the enemies, the treasure, everything.
Cool.
And like you can play unguided, so it does like you can't like you have to scout for everything yourself and
Holy
like
shit.
find it.
I would not get anywhere.
Oh, but you do get it. That's what they said. Like it sounds hardcore. I haven't tried it though because I need to get somewhere fast. You know, like when I play this game. But it is nice. Like I really like how they call everyone Malakis and like these fucking Malakis. No, but it is like a nice blend. And they've gotten some of the accents. Like I think still some pronunciations and some voice actors don't nail the Greek sort of thing.
It is a very distinct.
But it is. But some just like they don't use the, you know, some people say Malakis and the and some people are like Hades. You know, like they just like break the illusion. Yeah. And they say
I can't
things.
do it.
No, but they say things in a weird way where me as a Greek just like
It's not.
you know,
like,
it's not
It's
authentic.
not believable.
Yeah,
You know?
so they break the illusion of it, but it's not a game breaker. Like you talk to that guy like for a minute, like tops.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game.
It's a game, yeah, and you can't have every actor be a Greek as well.
Fucking
the
racist
Greeks suck.
bitches.
No, I'm just kidding. But it is a fun game, and I love just walking around. You know, the scenery is beautiful. Everything is just gorgeous. And I don't even, like, my daughter was like, why don't you ride around? I was like, fuck that shit. You don't get anything done with the horse. Because if you run, you can like climb on things, you know, discover places, and then you use the eagle to scout. And it's so much fun. Like, you're like getting near an enemy camp, and you use the eagle. You get this like top view, and you just like, okay, there's a guard there, there, and there. And for example, I had a mission where I had to sneak, and I failed. And that had consequences. When I got back to my village, people were getting killed. I was like, fuck. What? And I told you not to get discovered. I was like, what?
Holy shit.
Because when I got discovered, I was like, this did nothing.
Yeah.
I think like two people in the vineyard that this guy bought for that borrowed money from that thug.
Mm-hmm.
2 people there died. And the
shit.
dog. Yeah, because I got discovered. But I
Wow.
get, like, when you're at the place, there's like no mention of it. There's just like when you get back, there's a fight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was super cool. And I don't know how that affects like the bigger scheme of things, but it was nice to have murder happen because I was careless. You know, like sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, like
It was
there's
nice.
but there's a consequence to my mistake.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well,
and-
that means next time you're doing like a sneaky mission, you're probably going to be even more
yeah, exactly.
sneaky. Like, take it
And
seriously, I
The
guess.
game has such a nice depth to it, though. Like you get a lot of armor, a lot of weapons, a lot of like you can modify your gear.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell the ones you don't use, and the game encourages you to try shit. So like try combinations of like engravings, which is like attributes to your armor.
Okay.
With like power, attack, you know, blah, defense and shit. And it also like you have this like ability tree, and it has like 3 different like categories, and whenever you want in the game for like small amount of money, you can just reset it out all the time, and just like I just want to be a warrior tree, and then you build it up there. Like, nah, I don't like that. I'll take half the warrior tree and half the hunter. You know, like
so you can reuse
all the time. You can like
nice.
Every hour you can just remake. Like whenever you want, you can just like redivide your level points. Like because I'm level 6 now, I think, and I can just like no, I don't want these. Like I want to redistribute my skill tree.
Cool.
So you can do that whenever, which is awesome.
That's
you can
great.
explore the way you want to play the game. You know, like it doesn't punish you for choosing a certain skill. Because how many times haven't you like chosen a skill and it just sucked?
Yeah.
So this game, like with the ability to climb, like just like Spider-Man, you can just like like climb up and just like get nice vantage points and like flip the camera and just see stuff you wouldn't see in other games. So awesome. I really, really like it, and I love the ability that you can get into like get a crew and have your own ship and fight people at sea, just like the other Assassin's Creed one, Black Flag. And this one has like that, but it also has a lot of the land-based stuff that is like so expansive, and everything is so goddamn.
But by now they should know what they do great and not so good.
Yeah.
And just focus on
and
the great.
This game is that. Like it is all the Assassin's Creed games, all the knowledge put into this one.
That's so cool.
And it is really, really nice.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get it.
It
really is on like I wrote a big list when I was living in Australia for what I was gonna guy when I bought home.
Such a guy.
Yeah, and that's on the list. So
I
it will
recommend
be
it
botted.
if you like big, adventures, because I really like those sandbox games.
Me too.
Like I didn't enjoy Just Cause 3 as much though. Like it just got too stiff and too like the same.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this game does not get into that too much, like where you do like the same thing, basically just set dress differently,
Yeah.
And so I got super tired of that one, but then I realized after you said, oh, that's not the latest one. I was like, what? And then I looked, there's a 4th one. Totally missed. So maybe that one is the one to get. But I'm just going to play this one for a while now, I think. I think I'm going to do The Witcher on this one as well.
I'm pretty sure this one is the last one, and the other one came before this one.
Yeah.
I got them mixed up.
Oh, okay.
Because the other one is the pyramid one.
Yeah,
right.
The pyramid one is, I think that's 2 games back.
Is it 2 games back?
Oh, maybe it is 1 game back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Because they presented that when we were on Comic-Con.
Yeah, but that Comic-Con was ages ago.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
So that's, I think there's a game in between there somewhere.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't care.
They crap out those games.
Yeah.
Or they did.
They used to, yeah. I think they slowed it down. But, like, this game, like, from what I've played, I've only played, let's say, like, a couple of hours because my kids have played it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just roaming around, my son kills wolves and shit.
Awesome.
And, but it's just, like, I love where it's heading. And I looked at some, like how the male character is in some of these videos that I looked into, and I just no, not into him. No, so I like the voice acting, because someone said like the voice acting is really bad, and I was like, how bad could no?
Do you know who it is?
No.
Okay.
And it might not be his fault, but the female actor is like fucking spot on. She's like sympathetic. The way that they've animated her and stuff, it's perfect.
Nice.
So.
Good recommendation.
I don't know, so she's fun to play as, and you feel her, like what I mean, like she's an awesome character, and I love that she's like a badass as well. When she does the 300 kick, best thing ever. It's so epic to do and have them like no matter who you're kicking, it doesn't matter how big the character is, how powerful they are, they will fly.
Nice.
It doesn't take a lot of damage, but it fucking sends them packing, no matter who it is.
Cool.
So it is pretty cool, yeah.
All right.
But it's a great game. Yeah, it's a fun game. Like, I can recommend it. I don't want to say more. I don't know more, but don't want to spoil it. That is, like, where I begun. You work for this small-time thief, basically, or swindler, or whatever you want to call him. And I just got my first, like, real-world offer. Like, I not helping villagers, but now, like, someone has found out about me and they want to hire me for something bigger. Ooh. So I need to get a boat. And I was like, yes! And then I had to sleep.
Ah.
Yeah. So I don't have a boat yet.
Well, you will tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up so I can go play games, man.
I need to go work.
Yay.
Yeah. I haven't watched anything worth mentioning apart from Tank Girl, but I won't mention Tank Girl because I think I'll save that for us for the future. That's
cool.
And yeah, no, I don't have anything else.
Kung Fu Panda
always works. I actually like all three of them.
I actually also like all three of them.
Yeah.
I think actually I like all of them. They're all good. I rewatched the first one today after my son watched the third one with his mom yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fucking, like, it still holds up. Like, the 3D has not aged all that well. Like, it's not bad to the point that it's unwatchable.
No.
It's still, like, so good. Like, the movie is beautiful. The timing and the jokes.
Exactly.
I think that one is one of my favorites when it comes to the jokes.
Really?
But it's just like, I don't dream about noodles. I dream about Kung Fu. And then he expects to, like, shoot away with the firework chair.
Yeah.
And just like that, like when he drags it on for like
a good
too
reversal.
Like, yeah, it's
you expect that thing, and then
like, ooh, and my kids every time we all laugh. Yeah. Like it's so good that the timing is perfect.
Like I'm smiling now just because I remember it.
And I love when the chair sort of like it burns up with the fireworks, and then it's just like, and with the new TV, it was like, it was all better. It was just better. Like I love that TV. And it's a Panasonic. Who has Panasonic anything today?
I think my last TV was Panasonic.
Really? Yeah, because I just read online. It's like Panasonic does not sell well in Sweden. Like they don't have a lot of products here. Like TV.
That's why they're cheap.
No. These were just like I looked it up. It's just like nope. I paid half or less what it's like retail price. So I was super happy. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I am jealous.
Yeah, that was good. Best deal I've had for a while. Fuck. So happy with that fucking TV. He's like, I think you'll be satisfied. Then I opened it up. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. Not a trace of my 40-inch anymore.
All right. Yeah, I think with that,
video games,
we'll.
Did you give any recommendation?
Just the tiger thing.
Oh, the tiger thing.
Tiger King.
Yeah. But let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Snappity snap. Yeah, play video games.
Play video games. Draw the challenge.
Do the
hashtag
challenge.
us.
Hashtag us. Shout at us.
Yeah, shout at us.
Tell us to do more things.
Please. And tell your friends or the person right next to you on the train.
Yeah, tell them.
Right now.
Tell them, Jerry.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Tell him, Steve.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. From us to you.
Fuck you.
We love you.
Have a good night, day, or whatever it is. And
day, morning. See you. Morning day.
Morning day.
Have a great morning day.
It's a good new thing.
It's a Monday. It's a
morning day. It's not in the morning. Fuck it.
All right. Yeah. Let's not discuss it.
Songs and everything. Go. Bye. Take it down.